So I want you to know, if we ever broke up or got divorced and I found out you had erased your memories that we shared together, I am absolutely going to try to get revenge on you. That is the rudest thing I've ever heard. It's like more upsetting than the relationship ending.
Is it ruder than not remembering the memories that are shared together from moment to moment?
Yes, it's ruder.
Through no
because
fault
that
of your
sounds
own.
like a mind condition that you're describing.
A mind condition that has its own acronym.
Yeah. Anyway. And then I was thinking, like, I don't know what. I mean, I came up with something to do to you to get revenge.
Yeah, what would your revenge be?
Well, you're not materialistic or anything. Like, you're not in the cars or anything. So I would have to blind you so you couldn't watch movies. And that's a little extreme. I wouldn't want to do that. But, like, there's nothing else to do to you.
But you already were saying to me just yesterday that blind people can enjoy movies.
I think so. If you've been blind the whole time and you don't know what you're missing, please.
Or if you I would think you'd be able to enjoy them better if you formerly had sight and you would have the imagination of what a movie looks like.
Even if you couldn't see them first, I feel like you can still enjoy them.
And if it was made poorly, you wouldn't be able to see how bad it looks.
Okay, well, hopefully they would read. Wait, what? Oh, that's interesting. I never thought about it. Yeah, so I don't know. But just so you know, that's what I would do. You wouldn't be bothered.
So if I erased my memories of you, you would blind me?
I'm saying if I was
you
real.
Physically assault me?
I'm saying that's the only thing that I feel like would satisfy my urge for revenge, but I wouldn't do that because it's so extreme. You know what I mean?
Yes, but then I wouldn't know who you were. So to my mind, you'd be a stranger blinding me. So I would probably kill you.
Listen, I thought about, but dang, he ain't gonna even know why I'm doing this. And then I stopped right there. I didn't go into the, he would kill me, have me arrested bit.
Yeah, so wouldn't that make the gesture meaningless?
I don't know. I don't know. I just know I find it very upsetting. You wouldn't care if I erased my memory of us?
Well,
Brenda,
as I already insinuated, you have a tenuous grasp on any shared experiences that we have together as a couple.
Okay.
Is that inaccurate? I don't hear any refutation coming from you.
I need you to use another word besides tenuous, because whatever connotation or whatever meaning I have for that word can't be what you mean. What do you mean to have a tenuous grasp?
You don't remember anything. You don't remember any of the memories.
No, what does tenuous mean?
Means
dicey, questionable?
Yeah.
Oh, so
flimsy, not strong.
Okay, yes, I would agree with that. That's it? You're not going to tell people, just make it sound like I'm sickly?
Well, you want to tell them about your condition? You had the procedure somewhere along the lines and it must have gone wrong.
Anyway, so this condition is not... It hasn't been formally published. I already told these people this. It hasn't been formally published in a medical journal or anything like that. But it's something called SDAM, which is called Severely Deficient Autobiographical Memory. I'm just going to leave it at that. If you want to know about it, look it up. I'm part of the subreddit group. And it's a real thing. All right.
And give a brief explanation of what it means, essentially.
Personal memories, I don't quite have them. I can tell you, I can be able to tell you factually that something happened, but I can't relive the experience. I can't see myself in the scene in my mind. That's it. And the little that I do have, I won't say they're completely gone. I have and I'm probably lying. What I think of having a memory probably looks nothing like your memory. So I don't even know. I just know.
How do you know what anybody's memory looks like?
I don't know.
You conjure up a vision of somebody telling you a story, but who knows how they're picturing it in their mind?
Well, I don't know. But Yeah, I don't know.
Black and white. Black and white.
Welcome to Black and White Movie Night.
I'm Black.
I'm White.
My name is Brittany.
I'm Brendan. This week's movie is Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind, which Brittany has had since day one, apparently.
Anyway.
This month's theme is Unhappily Ever After. It was selected by a grumpy individual. Someone with memory problem. Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind is from 2004, starring Jim Carrey, Kate Winslet, Tom Wilkinson, Elijah Wood, Kirsten Dunst, Mark Ruffalo. And those are all the primary. David Cross is in it too. Mm-hmm. Jane Addams.
Is that the wife? The doctor's wife? Who's Jane Addams?
Jane Addams is
Carrie.
David. Yeah, Carrie.
Okay.
The movie was written by Charlie Kaufman. It was directed by Michel Gondry.
Oh, he French?
Yeah. How would you have guessed it saying that?
I was going to say Michael.
Even with the spelling Michel?
Yeah.
Have you ever seen Michael spelled that way?
Listen, I bet it exists.
The music was by John Bryan. You had never seen this film before.
No. Mm-mm. I don't even think I knew about it until I heard you say the title.
And you were immediately against the idea of
it
watching it
so
too.
Stupid. It sounded so stupid.
Just because the name, you just
I was like, what is that?
rejected the name.
I'm guessing. I can't remember. But I feel like
it's nice to have that in your back pocket.
I feel like you showed me the trailer, if I'm not mistaken, and I thought it looked stupid. Surely that's what it was. You don't think so?
I doubt it. I feel like...
Well, maybe I looked it up myself.
I don't know, maybe.
I feel like they have the one image of her sliding back in it, but I could be making this up.
Could be.
But I will say, now when I was thinking about it after we watched it, it reminds me of... It's a movie called Remember from 1939. It has Greer Garson and Robert Taylor in it. And spoiler alert, in case somebody's ever going to watch this, but Greer Garson was dating a dude. The dude introduced her to his best friend. She falls in love with the best friend. They get married, but then their marriage starts going bad. And the friend gives them both drugs to make them forget that they knew each other and that they were married. But then they fall in love again. And then it ends. I remember it ends with her saying, "I'm pregnant."
Was this a real drug that existed at the time that was supposed
please.
to affect your memory? Or this was a fantastical drug?
Are you joking? Fantastical.
I don't know what they had access to in the 30s.
And also, when I say, "Are you drunk?" to you, but I don't mean like in a real way, and I'm joking. The butler in this movie says it, and it was the most hilarious thing. I'm probably sure I won't laugh.
Look at you, jacking the style of a 1930s butler.
I'm sorry, not the butler. Robert Taylor says the line.
Strange, you misremembered it.
Anyway.
So this movie was, I feel like, right in the kind of peak ascendancy for the screenwriter Charlie Kaufman. He had a few hits in a row that you probably never saw. Being John Malkovich.
No. I looked him up and I think I only saw one other of his. No, I can't remember what it was. I mean, I've heard of him. I know he exists.
Well, he has that credit to adaptation.
No, I know about it, but no. Oh, yeah. I guess this doesn't count. Synecdoche, New York, that you like. And I didn't like what I saw of that.
Yeah, you didn't watch it attentively either.
I'm sure I was doing something else and you just happened to have it on. Still.
Yeah. But it's a difficult movie to digest even if you are giving it your full attention.
Okay.
6-7 is Brittany's brainchild of describing the movie in 6 or 7 words, either positively or negatively, depending on interpretation of. Single sentence synopsis is kind of what
one
it
is if you were trying to convince somebody to see the movie, and one if
a single sentence 6 or 7 word synopsis.
And bad is if you didn't like the movie and you were trying to convince them to stay away from it. My bad and on and off relationship is examined. You know what I mean? On again, off again. And good. Couple gets procedure to erase shared memories. You, what's your good? What's your bad? Whichever one.
Couples erase their memories of each other.
Okay, I'm assuming that's good.
Couple can't remember shit about each other.
Okay.
IMDb says when their relationship turns sour, a couple undergoes a medical procedure to have each other erased from their memories forever.
Like, love, hate, can't believe. So in this part, you tell me one thing you like, one thing you love, one thing you hate, and one thing you can't believe. Start with your like.
I like the casting in this movie.
Okay.
Allowing people to play against type.
Who played against type for you?
Jim Carrey did. And
I meant besides him, did anybody play against type for you?
Yeah, Elijah Wood, I feel like, too. This was in the wake of the Lord of the Rings trilogy ending, and he kind of, I mean, a lot of the primaries associated with that project, I feel like that was their
defining role.
No, it just created a cakewalk situation for them for the rest of their life. He would be one of them. I think the director, Peter Jackson, they were essentially put in a position where they probably could elect to not work the rest of their lives if they wanted to, or choose their own creative endeavors without the restraint of the usual trappings of need to make money or need to do stuff for a paycheck, I guess. So there is a liberty and license that comes with that, where you could go from being the central character in one of the biggest trilogies in film history to doing a side character in a smaller production from a idiosyncratic writer and a peculiar French director. So this is not their first pairing together either. That other trailer that I showed you for Human Nature, the one with Tim Robbins and Patricia Arquette.
What are they doing in it?
And Rhys Ifans, the wild man, caveman. They're trying to teach the mice manners.
Yes, okay.
Yeah. So that's a very overlooked, much less discussed movie.
But you like it?
Also a very funny and interesting movie too.
Bad.
I mean, it's an even smaller production than this one was, but so love. I mean, I'm not going to do another superlative like I love everything about this movie, but I do love it as it's a good time capsule for everybody involved, as far as it being a like not typical fare for any of them, I feel like. And they're all pedigreed people participating in it, but not doing something that, like you said, the premise alone you fundamentally rejected, and just on the title you didn't want to see it.
Mm-hmm.
So
just because I'm like, what the fuck does that mean? Eternal Sunshine of the Spotless Mind. When I heard the title the first time is what I'm saying.
Yeah. But you also don't like trailers for stuff that are
too mysterious.
Yeah, that are not direct and telling you
most of the time. That's true.
Overtly what the plot is.
Most of the time.
Yeah.
You didn't connect your thought for me.
So this being a snapshot of like Kate Winslet was a huge actress. Jim Carrey was a huge actor.
Okay.
I mean, I guess most of the other people were kind of still on the rise, but Elijah Wood too was on the success of Lord of the Rings. So it was kind of right in a sweet spot. Like them being attracted to a project like this, it doesn't even happen anymore because this is also Michel Gondry came from a school of directors that were all pedigreed from cutting their teeth doing music videos.
Oh, that's
so the
funny.
90s
Oh my God,
were
so many.
Yeah, the 90s were kind of popular for that, I guess, into the 2000s. It still continued to happen, but there were a lot of significant ones, and they even did a series that they put out on DVDs at the time in the early 2000s. Gondry was one of them, where it was a collection of all their music videos that you could watch kind of all in one place. This was, YouTube hadn't even reached its nascent phase yet. I don't know when YouTube launched. Was it 2003 or 4?
Well, it launched as a dating app before it is what it is. I thought it was 2007, but I'm probably making that up. I don't know.
Yeah, I would guess 2004 or 5. I would think it was after Chronicles of Narnia came out, or around then. Because one of the touchstones for YouTube is considered
Valentine's Day 2005.
There you go.
YouTube was considered what?
No, I was just gonna say the touchstone that I know for YouTube becoming kind of a
big thing, big deal.
Yeah, just a cultural talking point was the Lonely Island on Saturday Night Live doing the digital shorts, and they did the.
Am I supposed to know what you're talking about?
Lazy Sunday. It was like a goofy rap song skit that they did.
Lonely Island is a group?
Lonely Island was Andy Samberg, Yorma Taccone, and Akiva Schaffer. They were writers on Saturday Night Live.
Okay, and they did what?
Digital shorts. You know how every SNL sketch is
now on,
chopped up? Yes.
Oh, dang. So they started out. Well, what year did you say this was? Your touchstone of YouTube becoming a thing? It was the first year it got released?
No, I'm saying the Lazy Sunday video is one of the first things I remember looking up on YouTube or being sent. And that's kind of a reference point for a lot of people. I know it was after the Chronicles of Narnia because they referenced that in the song.
And Narnia was?
Again, that's why I was guessing 2004 or 5 because I don't remember precisely when the first one came out. Hate. I hate the music at one part, but the music is one of the high points of the movie for me.
What part did it bother you?
It's when they're on the train in the first opening sequence, it slips into this like whimsical, goofy cartoon sounding like it's so distracting. It makes it difficult to pay attention to what's going on. It does a good job of making the mood like something's off kilter, but it's too overpowering to where they're just having met, they're just starting to interact with each other. You want to pay attention, or at least I do. I want to pay attention more to what they're saying to each other. Mm-hmm. And it's like, woo, doo, doo,
well, I guess because of the closed captions, it didn't bother me. I feel like I know what spot you're talking about. Well, I mean, I do remember the scene, but I also feel like I can picture the music you're talking about. I wasn't bothered, probably because of the.
Yeah, but besides that, I really like the music. We used to listen to the soundtrack for this movie a lot.
Did you say we?
I said I, but we did, yes.
I'm asking who is we?
Megan listened
Oh,
to
your
it a lot
sister,
too.
okay.
Yeah. She saw this movie a bunch of times in the theater. I think I saw it a handful of times, but she saw it like 7 or 8 times.
Oh, wow. Can't believe.
And I can't believe it wasn't a more popular movie when it came out, because it was, again, like...
The cast was good. Is that why you think
It seemed like a bigger deal to me than the cultural impact that it had. I mean, I feel like it gained more later whenever it came out and people could buy the DVD or whatever, but I would have thought it would have made a bigger splash in theaters than it did. Especially since I considered it to be a high quality movie at the time.
Like, for me, I like how they use their special effects and the other visuals to portray that a memory was being erased. You know, whether that was her sliding out of the scene or the house coming apart or anything like that. And even when I watch it now, like, I don't think it looks ridiculous. I still think it looks like a neat way to decompose a scene.
It's a good portrayal of dream.
Mm-hmm. A dreamlike state.
Dream
too.
Logic.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
I mean, I didn't grossed me out, you know, where the facial features are not there. It was gross. I love that Clem and Joel's relationship was convincingly portrayed. Like, you could see them falling in love, and then even on the flip side, you can also see when they start to get tired of each other. Like, I believed it was a full relationship.
So you feel like they believably
Yeah.
seemed to be in a relationship?
Yes. Do you not agree? Do you have something to say? Why you said that and made that face?
No, I mean, that's the core of the movie. So them being able to convincingly...
Well,
pull
don't act
off
like
that-
that's a given. I felt nothing for Hamnet, for Will and Agnes.
Look at you. You just can't stop. You're telling me I can't say anything about Hamnet feelings, and you are left and right talking about how much... I mean, it's not like it was any secret to me. I could tell you didn't like it when you're rolling your eyes at her.
All right. We'll save it. We'll save it for the episode. Anyway, I feel like I don't think that every couple that's supposed to look like a couple on screen pulls it off, is all I'm saying.
Yeah, I feel like it's incredibly difficult to do that.
And then getting to the end and realizing who they are to each other, it helped put into perspective their ride on the train, because even then she was like invading his personal space. I was like,
and especially
dang,
for two people of their caliber who they still are, but then in 2004 they were mega stars. For them to be convincingly portraying a clerk at a bookstore, and we don't even know what Joel's job is, but like to
a cubicle worker,
pedestrian type people, yes. And they pull it off exceedingly well.
And this isn't really a hate, because I don't think there's anything I hate about the movie. It's just a minor annoyance. And it's not even that. This is the wrong word. But once you get to the end and realize just how much the movie has been playing with the timeline, you realize that you need to go back and watch it again. Your brain is like, okay, well, what else did you miss that you couldn't realize? You don't know at first that he's already has his memory erased when we see him that first time.
Yeah. No, it benefits
from what? Multiple rewatches?
From, yeah. Analysis.
I mean, you still get the gist when you watch it the first time. It's still like, oh, that's neat. But you also want to go back and see, okay, what were the clues that I didn't even pay attention to?
Can't believe.
This touches on something you said about playing against type, and I do want to preface this by saying that I haven't seen The Truman Show, and I can't remember many details about Liar, Liar. But with that being said, I can't believe how much I enjoyed him in Jim Carrey in a more serious role. Not that this is seriously dramatic or anything, but just less of the comedy style I associate him with, because I can't stand it. So he did great. I really wish he did more. Does he have more that I'm forgetting about?
The Man on the Moon. You never seen.
Okay, I'll have to check this out because I really,
the Majestic.
I really do.
The Majestic you would really like, I bet.
Okay, I'll check it
It
out.
was
I really
called
do.
Capra-esque
Like
when it came out. And
playing
it's
serious
set
roles.
and it's set in the 50s
Oh
too.
yeah. Love a
Or
good
maybe even
period film.
40s. I'm gonna revise my can't believe.
Look at you. Why?
I mean, leave the one that I said before, but I
I don't even
forgot
remember what you
to.
said.
I said I can't believe that it wasn't a bigger
Right.
success whenever it came out.
You used that already.
I
for
can't
Inherent
believe
Vice.
that I don't think so. I understand intrinsically why
okay.
that movie was not a success.
Oh,
It's
wait.
like impenetrable.
But you've
to
used
most
that for
people.
something. I don't know what movie it was. Anyway.
I can't believe that there was. I completely did not remember at all that there was a part where when they get in a fight and she calls him the F word for gay, that came out of nowhere. It didn't. I mean, that was just a byproduct of the time, I guess, where that was something that could get thrown in. It seemed so out of place in the movie now.
Yeah, it did.
It dated it.
And you think it felt more common when it came out?
Yeah, I mean, that was probably right at when the doors were starting to swing closed. I mean, it wasn't until probably it was still rampant. Probably. It just wasn't as, I don't know. Things were worse back then. But we say that things are worse now than they've ever been, so who the fuck knows?
I guess it depends on what you're looking at.
It just seemed especially out of place now. It was
Even
wiped
in that
from
movie,
my mind.
It
It could have been changed. It had no impact
on anything.
Yeah.
You could have got him a loser and it would have been more effective.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Ready to get into the plot?
Yeah, let's do it. So we open up on Joel in bed. He's just waking up. Or he's laying down, he's just waking up. He's in a pull-out couch bed.
Mm-hmm.
He's wearing the pajamas. We hear
a nice matching pajama set.
Mm-hmm. We hear the nice music. The music is good right from get. This musical sting or this theme plays throughout. And it has like a very warm feeling to it that gets amplified in other sections of the movie, to me at least. But yes, it starts off well. It has like a very waking up. He looks kind of disconcerted, though. You don't know what it means yet. He kind of like tugs at the pajama sleeve.
I missed that.
It is curious that he's waking up in a pull-out couch bed, which is typically reserved for
guests.
Yeah.
But surely, I just thought maybe he had a studio apartment. A bigger studio apartment?
And we don't know because they don't ever go around the entire place. But for all intents and purposes, this is something, I mean, we might as well just start talking about it now since we're going to get into it again later. But this is all stuff as it plays out and the memory erasing and everything happens. We never get spelled out exactly what he's told to do.
Right.
We just
Once
see
he gets
him.
home. Yeah.
Eventually, we see him take a medication. He takes a pill,
Mm-hmm.
and as far as we know, that's all that he's been instructed to do.
Well, and besides the pajamas, you don't think he bought special pajamas for the procedure, do you? Because he takes them out of plastic.
Exactly. So that's the thing. Like, I doubt that was an instruction from the place. Like, get a brand new set of pajamas to wear.
I was thinking they did give him a pair of pajamas to wear. So in case, I know this sounds crazy, but this is a crazy concept. In case you live with somebody else, like they identify the person they're supposed to work on in those pajamas. But I'm just making up stuff.
Well,
What?
they wouldn't show up at somebody's place and there'd be multiple people
You don't
there
know
and they
that.
would all be asleep the way that he was. My thinking of it was that they were, whether it was subconscious or not, that they were measures taken because of his ultimate underlying reluctance to actually want to follow through on erasing her, like putting little breadcrumbs that something is wrong, wearing pajamas that you wouldn't normally wear, sleeping on the pull-out couch instead of in the regular bed.
I like
because
this theory.
everything becomes, he even says as soon as he starts. So when selecting this movie too, I forgot that it is set on Valentine's Day. I didn't remember that.
Around Valentine's Day. Well, at the beginning is Valentine's Day, yes.
Yeah,
okay, but the majority of it is not. Okay.
So he wakes up, he's in the pajamas, gets out of bed, goes down, he's dressed for work, getting into his car, or going to get into his car. He's
dressed in a suit, like for work, right?
Yeah, he's dressed for work. I don't know if he's in a full suit, but he's dressed. It's cold outside. It's February. We're in New York. And he goes out to his car, and there's a huge gash in the side of it. And you can see like paint scraped off. And he's like, great. And he leaves a note and puts it under the person next to him windshield, although he can easily see that there's no damage to this other person's car. What he puts under their windshield wiper, a note that says thank you.
And on top of that, they're not going to know what he's talking about.
Exactly.
Like, what is this?
So they're just seeing a nice note that says thank you. It's well written. It's like nice handwriting too. So it almost looks like a genuine
the person
thank
like,
you.
Oh, what have I did lately? That was nice.
So then he's at a train platform. There's other commuters waiting to get on a train. And we get the voiceover coming in. He's saying Valentine's Day 2004, random thoughts. Today is a holiday invented by greeting card companies to make people feel like crap. And he's already doing a great delivery. It's a non-standard Jim Carrey delivery. And another great thing about this movie is we've had Man on the Moon prior to this, which was a largely dramatic role. Truman Show too had dramatic droppings, but still most of his output up to this have been more direct comedy, heavy comedy. And it has the big, even when he's playing Andy Kaufman in Man on the Moon, Andy Kaufman was a comedian. So there is a ton of comedic elements offset by some of the drama that's in it too. But this is the first largely like full on kind of down tempo character. I feel like that he has played up to this point. I mean, the Majestic, but again, that was probably his least successful film during this period. He says, I ditched work and took a train to Montauk today. And it shows him, they make the announcement over the loudspeaker, like, train leaving from Montauk, and you see him like dart off the platform, run downstairs, and barely get into the closing doors of the train on the platform below. He says, I don't know why.
I'm not an impulsive person.
Yeah, which I felt like this would have helped getting you on board for the movie right away.
Why?
Of identifying with him, because you're not an impulsive person either.
Okay.
You disagree?
Not that. I just, when you have, I don't know what you consider.
I hate surprises. Don't surprise me with anything. From now on, ask me.
There's a difference between what you're talking about and being impulsive. Like, if there's an event, you need to check that the person actually wants to go to the event. So no, don't surprise me.
Even if it's something you know that they like otherwise.
You never know. Maybe they don't like it anymore. That wasn't the case here, but still. Or like clothes. Don't pick out if you don't know somebody well enough, like, don't buy them. Not that you have. I'm just naming specific stuff. Don't buy them a particular piece of clothing. Just
okay, but
that's
buying
not
somebody else
aligned with
clothes
impulsive.
does not. Buying somebody else clothes has nothing to do with impulsiveness.
Yes, but you said I don't like surprises. That's a surprise. So you took us down that route. I was just telling you particular surprises that would be bad for someone.
Okay.
So I don't know. I'm sure there are some ways I'm impulsive.
Okay. Do you want to present one?
No.
You order the same food and drink from any
That's
restaurant.
because by the time you order it, like you're hungry and you don't have any time to fuck around on anything new. I hate the feeling of being full but not satisfied. It drives me insane. So, maybe if you give me an example of you being impulsive, I can liken it to something I've done that I
think
impulsive.
something as trivial as like, I'm going to try something new on the menu.
Okay, well, fine, whatever. I'll let you have it. I'm the least impulsive person you know, sure.
I didn't say that either. I was just saying, I feel like you would characterize yourself as not being impulsive.
Well, I will say I didn't immediately, and I still don't identify with the Joel. I like his character, but it's not like, ooh, that's just like me. Let me see how this plays out.
Okay. So Montauk, did you know what Montauk was? Yes. I didn't know what Montauk was prior to this movie, which...
Like, that's the most I knew that it was a place.
Okay, but you didn't know it was a beach?
No.
So we see Jim Carrey, Joel, on the beach carrying his briefcase around because he had his briefcase with him to go to work.
It's covered in snow.
Yeah, the beach is covered in snow. He says, it's goddamn freezing on this beach.
Bright idea, Joel, or something.
Yeah, Montauk in February. The briefcase is pretty much a thing of the past now. I feel like even in 2004, there probably weren't as many
briefcases still.
Wouldn't it be just for show at this point? They probably have like attaché bags or things like that.
What do you mean for show?
I feel like on TV or something, maybe they show people with briefcases. Are briefcases still a thing? When was the last time you saw somebody with a briefcase?
I feel like where we live, we wouldn't. But we also don't hang around courthouses, so this still has to be a thing in bigger cities.
But you're saying exclusively lawyers. Yeah. He's not a lawyer in this, you don't think, right?
No.
He's driving a shitty old Toyota.
Or somebody that has to bring work home and they enjoy writing it on paper versus whatever you can do on the screen.
No more briefcases.
Okay, buddy.
Everything has a strap or wheels on it. Even by the time we were going through high school, people weren't even using book bags anymore. Everybody had roller backpacks and stuff.
You're saying besides lawyers, there are no more briefcases. You are admitting that lawyers still carry briefcases, right?
What is this fixation that you have with lawyers and briefcases? That's exactly to my point. Why does a lawyer need a briefcase?
I just told you. Writing out your notes, bringing them with you. Your arguments.
Why does a briefcase necessitate that?
I don't know what to tell you. It makes you look serious.
Bags,
it makes you look serious.
Messenger bags and
you got
attaché cases and stuff. So he's writing, presumably this is writing in the journal. This voiceover is an entry, a journal entry. And he's shown writing in this journal, and he's like, there's pages ripped out. I don't remember doing that. It appears this is my first entry in 2 years, so this is giving us a timestamp.
Yes,
which we won't know until later.
Till we get to
the approximate length of his relationship with Clementine is 2 years.
Yeah.
Sand is overrated. Says they're just really tiny rocks. He's the only person on the beach, and then he sees somebody in an orange hoodie. We don't know who this is yet.
Right. Just a random person in the background.
Maybe I should get back together with Naomi. She was nice. Nice is good. She loved me.
He's looking through a house when he's saying this.
Yeah. like a seemingly alone house there on the beach.
And it's probably at the end of the scene, but it's immediately before they go to the diner, I believe. You hear somebody say David. That'll come back up.
So walking down the beach, it's not only like snow on the beach, but you could tell the wind is whipping.
Oh my God.
Yeah,
It has
the
to be
waves
horrible.
are, and yeah, it looks miserable. He's wearing a jacket and a hat, but he's still like hugging himself and bundled up. I mean, New York in February has got to be freezing ass cold. When you lived in that region of the country, you said you didn't even go outside.
New York? I want to know what New York?
That region of the country, the Northeast.
Okay, in the Maryland area. What about it?
Yeah. You said you didn't even set foot outside during the winter.
If I could help it, no. Mm-hmm. He also mentioned sometime that during this that it's impossible for him to make eye contact with women I don't know or that he doesn't know.
Mm-hmm. I had a false memory as this was playing because I haven't seen this movie in a long time. Mm-hmm. When he said maybe I should get back together with Naomi, Mandela Truman Show has Natasha McElhone plays a love interest of his in that. And there's also like a key scene on the beach. Mm. And I was like, oh, I forgot that she was in this. And then I was like, wait a minute, no, she's not in this. That's a completely different movie. And Majestic involves a beach too. That's strange. Now that I'm thinking about it. So now they are in that cafe. We see Clementine is sitting sight distance, like the next booth down. He spies her pouring something into her mug. It appears to be gin. So I don't think she's drinking coffee because I don't know why you'd pour gin into coffee. So she must be drinking tea. This is what I was thinking. And she's reading a book. I don't know if she necessarily knows that he saw her pouring the little airplane bottle.
Not winks, but raises her eyebrows like.
Well, but she doesn't clock him looking at her until she's got the mug like up to her face, and then she does a gesture like a cheersing kind of gesture. And that's what he's saying, like, why do I fall in love with every woman who pays me the least bit of attention? And now we're back on the train. Well, on the train platform. He sees Clementine again. She's looking at him. And now we have 3 different venues where they've encountered each other.
Yeah. He's drawing a picture. There are empty seats plus her. She's in an orange jacket. So he's drawing her in an orange jacket sitting on the.
Yeah. Now they're inside the train.
Yes.
Before they're just on the platform and he tries to walk behind the partition and she follows him around and is kind of trying to force him to engage with her. So the train is where the music comes in that I don't like. The womp, 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 womp. She says, "Do I know you?" To start engaging him. He's like, "No, I don't think so." She's like, "Do you shop at Barnes and Noble?"
And I like to point out he is making eye contact with no problem.
Yeah, but now they've had a little stair stepping up
like
to this
I
interaction.
Said, it's a hint that he knows her. He said he couldn't do it if it was somebody he didn't know.
Yes, she says, "Do you shop at Barnes and Noble?" And he says, "Yeah, sure, kind of." She's like, "I worked there, book slave for 5 years, whatever." He compliments her on her hair, or he says he likes her hair. He says something about her hair.
She asked him to guess the name of her hair color or something like that.
Well, no, she offers it. She says it's Blue Ruin. I think he makes a comment about her hair. Okay. And she's like, "It comes from a company. They make all different colors. Red Menace, Yellow Fever, Green Revolution." She's like, Agent Orange. I came up with that one. I would love to have that. She's saying, I would love to have that job. That's somebody's job, naming those You see her use one of those little, you didn't know what it was. They have like little vapor nostril inhalers that have like camphor or menthol.
Yeah.
That are supposed to help open up your airways. So you've never used one of those before?
No.
But you know,
Unless, does Zycam count?
I don't know. Does that have like herbs and botanicals in it that are supposed to help? Or is that medicinal? What's in Zycam?
You know what? Don't get me the line. I don't know.
Okay. Then I'm going to say, no, it doesn't count. She says, my name is Clementine, by the way. He says, I'm Joel. She says, no jokes about my name.
Mm-hmm.
Would you have known to make a joke about the name Clementine? Did you know that song?
Are you joking?
No.
You're being funny. Yes, I know that song.
How's it go?
I'm not singing the song, but I didn't know what they were talking about when they said Huckleberry Hound, so I looked it up. But you know who that is.
Yeah, it's a cartoon.
Yeah, I didn't watch cartoons like that.
You didn't watch any cartoons at all? Scooby-Doo?
I mean, like, cousins or such will watch, and I would be there, but I'm not watching them. You know what I mean?
You just watch
like, I know who they are.
Lamb Chop and Barney.
Yeah. Oh, well, that's not true. Miss Frizzle was cartoony.
Magic School Bus.
Yeah.
You read the books too?
I don't know. I don't recall.
You watched Arthur?
That wasn't really for me now.
So she says, no jokes about my name. And he says, I don't know any jokes about your name. And she's like, you're joking. Huckleberry Hound? Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling.
What?
Sing something.
I'm not, Brendan, please. No.
It's the easiest. It says easy as row your boat later. Why can't you just
Why can't
participate?
you sing it? You sing it.
Let's sing it together. Ready? Oh, my darling. They do it in a kind of hurried speaking way, too. They don't really sing it either.
He says, I don't know what that means when she says Huckleberry Hound.
So they're kind of having back and forth. He still is seeming kind of standoffish.
Well,
even
wait,
though
he
was
says
drawing
that
her.
your name means clemency, right?
He says it means merciful.
Okay.
From clemency.
So you don't think he says the word clemency at all?
I'm saying he does.
Okay.
He says it means merciful.
Okay, but he does
clemency.
say the word clemency.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes. But he doesn't say it means clemency.
And what did she say in return, since she didn't let me finish? You remember?
No.
She says, it's not fitting. I'm a vindictive little bitch, truth be told.
I do have that written down.
Another clue?
And he says, I wouldn't think that about you. Which, this is great. This is something that the movie does really well, too.
Recalling lines? What?
No, just the initial phase of meeting people, you're extending the most benefit of the doubt that you're going to extend to them. And that basically just gets whittled away over time by reality.
Okay.
So that just goes to show or serves the purpose of most people generally first encounter, it's like, that's why they say, like, make a good first impression, because, you know, it's hard to dig yourself out of a hole if you make a bad impression with somebody, because that forms their entire semblance of who you are. But with somebody, especially a potential romantic partner or romantic interest, it goes even further, because it does become a projection of sorts of, like, you want somebody to be the best. Like, it's aspirational almost. Like,
yeah, but you don't know
you think they're great because you want them to be great because you want them. If that makes sense.
Even upon the first meeting that you categorize them as a potential partner? Because you were saying the tolerance goes
like,
even further.
Yeah, that's somebody that you look at and like, you're like, oh, I bet they're so great. You disagree.
I'm saying when you first meet somebody you don't know, I personally don't categorize them as a potential partner, so they don't get any more tolerance than the next person, is all I'm saying.
But
Not upon the first meeting.
somebody that you're like, you think that they look interesting, you're like, oh, I bet they're good. You never had that where you're like,
I just said
I
it's
bet
not
they're
more than
so
the next
cool.
person. Not upon the first meeting, no. I don't look at somebody and be like, oh, I bet they look so cool. I bet they're so cool.
so
No.
you don't believe in any kind of love at first sight type of.
For me, no. I'm not saying that doesn't exist for people. Sure, why not?
So you never had a moment of being enamored with somebody and thinking they must be everything I've ever wanted or anything like that.
Upon first meeting, is that what you're saying? That's important. If you're including that part,
You never even
absolutely
just
not.
fantasizing or a crush from afar.
Upon first meeting, absolutely not. I need time and familiarity.
Having a crush on somebody.
That
you don't
comes
think
with
that-
time and familiarity.
This is crazy to me.
Say that again.
This is crazy to me. You don't think that you've ever had one instance of being like, oh, I like that boy. I bet he's so great. Or like thinking that somebody's probably great. Even as
I think you're crazy.
I think you're crazy.
How are you saying you bet that person is great just by looking at them for 2 seconds? Are you serious right now? Or are you saying I've had a few minutes to talk to them like Clementine and Joel have talked?
No, I
At least
feel
give
like
me that.
I
10
feel
minutes?
like you are being I don't know what this standpoint is that you're trying to adopt.
What?
You're acting as though this is the most preposterous thing. This is so commonly portrayed in like
Okay, let's try to start over. Yes, I agree. Love at first sight is portrayed often. I said for me, that's not a thing for me. I said I'm sure that's a thing for other people. Why can't you just be okay with that? I'm not saying it's not a thing for other people, just not for me. Why is that so unbelievable?
I find it extremely difficult to
Okay,
believe
well.
that you've never had one instance in your life of
Upon
thinking
meeting
like,
somebody
oh,
for
look,
the first time.
there's a cute boy over there. You haven't met them. You haven't been introduced. And just
But this is the
thinking
first time
in your mind.
Brendan, is this the first time my eyes have been laid on them?
Yes.
Okay, keep going. That's the cute boy. Okay, I'll agree with that part of the statement. Keep going.
Or what about even an actor or somebody who's famous of seeing them and being like, I bet they're great. And then, yes, it just like this, it gets whittled away over time, but you've never had that.
You asked
Not
me this. How
even
many times you gonna
once.
keep asking me?
You're so full of shit.
I'm not. If you say 10 minutes after meeting somebody, then I can start daydreaming or something. Yes. Not upon first meeting eyes on them. I ain't talked to them at all. Just spotting them from across the room. Oh, I bet they're so great. Are you insane? You're crazy, man. You're crazy.
So you always, even at 11 years old, you reserved all judgment until you got to know them so
what is
well.
there to judge on? Like you said, you notice their sex, you notice their race, and you notice whether or not you think they're cute. That's it. There's no fantasizing right away. That's
So
strange to me.
Everybody that you encounter, you're like, first let me identify their sex, their gender.
No, it's not. You don't do that. You don't have to think about doing that. You look at somebody and your mind instantly clocks that. Like, that's not part of the argument. Everybody does that whether you want to or not. So, sex and race, scoot that out. Next.
What? What's next after sex and race?
I said that I noticed that, and then whether or not I find them attractive. Or in the girl's case, whether or not I think she's pretty. And that's not a thing you know what I mean? That's not a conscious thing either. Just look, oh, she's cute, or oh, I like her outfit. Or oh, he has a nice smile. Or oh, he looks like such and such. You know what I mean? There's no whatever you got going on.
So if you saw someone, you're like, oh, they're cute.
Okay.
And the first thing they said to you was like, really, I'm a big piece of shit. You wouldn't be like, oh, I wouldn't have thought that about you based on just
But guess what?
seeing you now.
Now they have said a sentence to me. So it's not me just laying eyes on them. But in that situation, I'd probably give them. I'd be like, "Oh yeah, I probably would have said something like Joel said, but it's not. I don't mean it."
So him saying, she says, "I'm a vindictive little bitch, truth be told," and him saying, "I wouldn't think that about you." Your reaction is like, "Well, she just told you."
Who would joke about that? Take that bitch at her word.
So then she moves into his seat. She's getting in closer. And in the description, the synopsis, it described Clementine as mercurial.
Yeah.
He said, "What is that?"
Not like, what is it? But I wanted to hear in your words to make sure I had the right association with the word. Because in my mind, it means like you run hot and cold. Or you switch your mood easily.
Well, and then she says straight up to him, because he said, like, "I would have thought that you were nice." And she says, "Well, I can't tell from one moment to the next what I'm going to like."
Mm-hmm.
She says that outright. She's like, "But I really like that you're being nice to me right now." And then he's trying to distance himself from her. He's like, "Oh, I got stuff to do. Like, I'm busy," and trying to give her the brush off. And this was the first sign that I was like, okay, I feel like maybe this movie has a shot with you. Was whenever she's like, "Okay," and then she punched him a little bit too hard in the arm.
Because the way he said Jesus was funny.
And also, whenever that whole exchange happened when they were sharing the seat, you also said, "She's a nut."
Yeah, I wouldn't have. Yeah, I would have did just what he did. Okay, you gotta go.
So they both happened to be going back to Rockville Station, which they're taking the Long Island Railroad, I guess, which goes to Montauk too, apparently. Joel had driven there to get on the train, so then he sees her walking, and he rolls down his window and offers her a ride. He says it's cold, plying her. It's getting dark outside now, so they've been gone presumably
All day.
She reluctantly accepts, jumps in, and she's like, "You're not a stalker, are you?" He says, "No, I don't think so." And she says, "That's exactly what a stalker would say. That's in the stalker handbook." And then she says, "Sorry if I came off sort of nutso." They get to Clementine's place. She invites him in for a drink. "Do you want to have a drink?" He
said no at first.
Mm-hmm. She plies him into coming inside. He's inside looking kind of nervous and uncomfortable. Looks like he's got his hands in his pockets. He's looking around. He's seeing all these potatoes on the
was that a mantle?
On the shelf, yeah, on the shelf, mantelpiece or whatever. And it's not just potatoes. The potatoes are dressed up like dolls. They have hair and arms and clothes and costumes on. Clementine comes out with 2 glasses. She mixes them with her fingers. You didn't like that?
No.
Alcohol kills the germs.
I know you're joking and you would never do that. To someone you just met?
Yeah, if you already got them inside.
You're joking. Carry on.
She comes out and presents the drinks. 2 blue ruins. She says, "Drink up, young man. It'll make the whole seduction part a lot less repugnant," which is a great line. And this is kind of establishing the switched dynamic early on, because Jim Carrey usually plays a more domineering personality or a center of attention type. And she is just like commanding him in all of these situations and almost like bullying him a little bit. Bullying. But that's also like the personality type that he's portraying. That's what
he needs.
That type would respond to, yeah. Saying he can't even make eye contact, so he would need someone who's going to jump into the seat with him. He's sitting there like feeling the texture of the glass on the outside. And she's trying to get information about him. He's saying, my life isn't that interesting. You should read my journal. It's just blank. And she says, I'm going to marry you. It's the same thing I said to you on our first date.
Yeah, okay.
After I mixed your drink with my finger. And she says, you need to come up to the Charles with me sometimes. So do you know what that is? I'm assuming it's the Charles River. It has to be. She says in Boston. I think the Charles River is in Boston. I guess it freezes all the way through.
So a night picnic would be nice.
Mm-hmm.
And I'd like you to call me. Oh, he tries to. He says he has to go. He has to wake up early.
Mm-hmm. She writes her phone number on the back of his hand. She sends him on his way. And she's like, call me. She's like, I would like it if you called me.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of playing on she's telling him what to do and also saying like, it would make me happy. Like almost intuitively knowing how to get the response from him that she wants. Sends him on his way, and then as he's walking to his car, she throws the window open and says, wish me a happy Valentine's Day when you call. And then we get the phone call music. This is what on the soundtrack, this part of the score was titled Phone Call.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. And this is where the extra layers, I feel, of like the warmth to the music becomes more prominent. This interaction of them like establishing, like this was like the re-meet cute and things are kind of off and you don't really know what to make of it. But this phone call is demonstrating a connection, a deeper connection with him. I don't know, not being confronted with her, not being there face to face. He has the comfort of the distance of being behind the phone and a little bit of that separation where he's more at ease. And he's also been assured that she has an interest in him by the fact that she gave the number and more or less propositioned him in her apartment before. Please. She said to make the whole seduction part a lot less repugnant.
Yeah, but they didn't really do anything.
Yes, but she was indicating that it
was a possibility.
Yeah. So then she says, what took you so long? Whenever he calls and he says, I just walked in. So then they agree to have their picnic tomorrow night.
Well, wait, she says, you miss me. He says, oddly enough, I do.
Okay.
Now carry on.
Yeah, so they say picnic on ice tomorrow night, or honeymoon on ice.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, yeah, because he said we're more or less married now.
Because he said I do.
The next night, they're going out. We're seeing what the
frozen river looks like.
What the Charles is. I think it's the St. Charles. Does that sound right? This is not
Absolutely
ringing any bells.
Why would this?
I don't know. It's a famous U.S. landmark.
No, sorry.
You know what Montauk is.
I didn't say I knew what it was. I said I knew the name. It existed. I knew it was a place.
You know the name existed. You can say that about anything.
That's not true. I'm sure there's cities in this place that I don't know about.
In this place, you mean America?
Yeah. Yeah, America. Oh, Jesus Christ.
So you want to know part of this.
Walking on ice?
Yeah.
Absolutely not. And the bitch somebody that ain't go cracking when they lay down, it's a big ass crack beside their bodies. No.
Yeah, but you know that.
No, I don't know anything about ice and water. What?
Yeah, you do.
What I know? The ice float?
You know, you could have a thick ice cube and it could have a crack on the top of it, but be frozen all the way down through.
Okay. That's not
they
risky.
could have layers. It could be thick ice.
And I'm able to properly judge how thick this ice is that I'm stepping out on in the dark?
You don't think when it goes to that overhead shot that it looks like, even though there's a crack on top, like it's a small crack on much deeper ice?
I don't even know why we're arguing about this. You know I would never.
Yes, but you can tell when there's a frozen layer on top of water and you can see like the water moving underneath, or you can tell.
I'm
level
telling you,
of
I wouldn't have felt
transparency.
comfortable judging the safety of this ice.
But you can tell when the ice is
Jesus
opaque
Christ.
and you can't see through it
Yeah.
at all. And
What
that
about it?
looks sturdier
To you.
to anybody.
All right. It was nice scenery with the car lights going by though.
Yes, and the overhead shot is incredible. I mean, they used it on all the posters and the cover art
did they?
and stuff. Yeah. And it's also a great her trying to coax him out onto the ice
Yeah.
and him trying
Very
to like
hesitant.
sheepishly
Yeah.
go back, and he's trying to withdraw from it while she's encouraging him to come out. And
Yeah,
he's
like
saying
how he talks to himself.
the talking over. He's like,
Yeah.
I think I should go back, huh?
Yeah.
It's really great delivery. She entreats him to show her constellations in the stars. He doesn't know any, but he starts pointing one out anyways. Did you put that down? You know,
No, it's not important.
Osidius, the emphatic. Did you think it sounded like a legit constellation?
No, but again, I don't know them. Is it real?
No. Osidius, the emphatic.
I don't know.
It sounds like a name you might have heard of, like Montauk. Now we're back in the car.
It's light outside now.
Clementine is asleep in the passenger seat. He wakes her up. We're here. She asks him if she can come to his place to go to sleep. She's so tired.
Which is strange. I don't understand. You're right there at home.
They've been up all night, apparently. We don't see any of the picnic portion of the evening. They didn't have a basket or anything out there on the ice.
Maybe they ate in the car and then went onto the ice. So after she asks him that, he says, sure. She says she just has to run in for her toothbrush. So while she's in there, a man comes up to Joel's window and he lets it down and he's like, can I help you? Joel's like, I don't know what you mean. Like, yeah, what are you talking about? Can you help me? I don't even know you.
Yeah.
And then he was like, what are you doing here? And then
And he's like, I don't know what you're asking me.
and the man's like, okay. And then he rolls his window up, but you can tell he's looking in his mirror to see where this crazy man is walking to. Oh, God. Oh, by the way, this crazy man is carrying a backpack on his back.
Mm-hmm. It's Elijah Wood.
Yes, it is. The good son.
Yeah. Everybody's favorite, the American
Everybody.
classic film, The Good Son. So now we get the opening titles. So we cut from daytime in the car, Jim Carrey, to nighttime driving, crying, bawling, sobbing, Jim Carrey, and we're getting the Everybody's Gotta Learn Sometimes song, which is being performed by Beck. It's a cover of an old 80s song. I thought it was a Burt Bacharach song, but I'm confusing it with something else.
When he throws the tape out the window, does that song also stop playing? Like, is it that way? He's like, okay. And we can also see there's a black dot on his temple.
Mm-hmm. He's arriving back home. He's going into the lobby.
And as he's doing that, we can hear men in a van looking and saying, is that him? And one even waves at him, but he doesn't
He doesn't
see
clock
them
it.
or acknowledge them.
So he goes inside his building. Another tenant is there, Frank. He's having a little pleasantries exchange.
Well, they're
with
checking their
him.
mailboxes.
Yeah. So he's asking, what does he say? Valentine's Day?
You got any Valentine's Day plans with Clem?
Yes. So this is
What?
telling us, because we know that it was Valentine's Day
Right.
whenever they met. So now we know this is days before Valentine's Day. We don't know which.
Right.
We don't know what's going on.
You're just aware the time is passing the relationship.
And he's saying, yeah, you better get a reservation. You don't want to end up at McDonald's. Have a McRomance. He makes the joke.
He says Mickey D's.
Joel says, I have to go to sleep now, Frank. Frank looks at his watch. He says, it's 8:30.
Also, while Frank was checking his mail, he has a manila envelope that says Lacuna Incorporated.
Mm-hmm. Now we get the pajama prep.
And the pills, like you mentioned. He's also looking out the window, and we see the van outside as well, and they turn off their lights.
So this is him playing kind of paranoid. Yeah, he takes the pill. We don't have it explain what it is or what's going on. But then as he's getting paranoid and he starts shutting lights off and peering out the window, and then he falls into the bookcase almost.
Mm-hmm.
And
we then get a glimpse
out,
of one of the guys in the van, and we see that it's the same guy that was outside of Joel's window when he was waiting for Clementine to come back down with the toothbrush. We get a shot of Joel. It looks like he's passed out on the floor. He didn't make it to the bed. And he's having a memory of the neighbor, Frank. Well, I guess it's a dream. Because they haven't done anything to him yet. Well, I guess this is our cue that they are doing something to him.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah, this is his memory he's having of the conversation he just had with Frank. Except you can tell something's a little off because Frank is walking off while he's still standing there. Anyway, it's a little different from how it just
It's
happened.
all like gauzy
Fuzzy,
and in the background. Like you can see Joel clearly, but it's all playing out behind him and it seems distant. No, this is another great example of a movie that teaches you how to watch it while you're watching it.
Okay.
So
explain. I mean, I know what you mean, but in general, but what do you mean specifically for this? Particular scenes that are hazy? What are you saying?
yeah, like the portrayal of the dream world and how people interact in that and the way that the memories disappear or are taken away or are run through, like the way that it's lit or things, disappear or fade or become obscured. Even the way that the fallibility of his memory and the way that it gets modified by how he starts interacting with his dream. Not his dream, his memory. So it is also and this is something I never even thought about until right now, speaking out loud about it.
What?
Is the fact that he's asleep, but they're going through his memory. But wouldn't the fact that he's asleep also be affecting the memory recall? This is, I don't know. It's not worth thinking about, really. It exists in a plane that is like between dream and memory and reality.
Mm. Yes, because he can affect some of the memories. Right.
And as we know, everybody has a different idea of their own ability to recall either memories about themselves or, I mean, the Mandela Effect. You know what that is?
I've heard it.
You're just sitting there like, I'm trying to bounce this off of you. You're just sitting there like looking down.
You weren't going on. All you were saying was everybody has a different ability to recall their memory, and then it started dragging off. I don't know what you were saying. You got to make the point. I'm
looking at you pleading. I'm like gesturing, and you're just looking down at your iPad.
Ask a whole question again instead of dragging on. What are you asking? Do I know what the Mandela Effect is? I've heard of the term. I don't know what it is.
Yes, where people have a false memory about something from the past and they're so sure and absolute.
Why do they call it the Mandela Effect?
I don't recall, surprisingly enough. It has to do with Nelson Mandela.
For sure.
Being misremembered as part of something else, but I don't recall what it was. But the prominent rise of the Mandela Effect, I feel like, came back with the Berenstain Bears. of people misremembering it as Berenstain or Berenstain.
Wait a
You haven't
minute.
heard of it? What?
Have I ever heard of what? Yeah, and I had all the books.
Okay, so
I
which
still
is it?
have them, but that's what I want to know. What did you say their names were? What did you call them?
You say it. What is
Brendan.
it?
Stop.
Berenstain Bears or
And
Berenstain Bears.
People are misremembering what?
Which is it?
Repeat what you said. People are misremembering which way to say the names between Berenstain and Berenstain.
Yeah.
I don't know what the proper way was, but the only way I've ever pronounced it is Berenstain.
Okay.
But why Stain? Why not Berenstain versus Berenstain? Berenstain? Are you drunk? Berenstain? I don't think you know what you're talking about.
I don't think you know what you're talking about.
You were telling me I don't remember how I pronounced the books that I have?
Yeah.
No, because it's the same way I pronounced it now.
Which
Berenstain.
was? Okay.
I'm not. What am I wrong about? What do you think I don't know what I'm talking about? What are you saying?
Look it up. Or here, I'll just show you that you're wrong.
I didn't say I was right. I'm telling you how the fuck I pronounced it as a child, and I still do now. I see what you're saying. I believe you.
What does that say?
Stain.
Read that.
It's spelled as stain.
You're shaking your head.
Yeah, because
back
you're
and
telling
forth
me
like,
that I'm
no.
lying about how I pronounced it. I didn't say I was correct.
I'm not.
I even prefaced it like that. So what do you mean I'm wrong and I don't know what I'm talking about?
I'm saying
When I
you're
already
wrong.
said
I'm saying
I don't
you
know
misremember.
how it is. No, I'm not misremembering how I pronounced it. You're finna piss me off. You need to say that I'm wrong about the pronunciation. I agree.
No, it's not about the pronunciation.
Okay. Say it again.
You're telling me there's more than one way to pronounce that.
That is not what I'm telling you. You have a real hard time listening. Let's try it once more. The way that I pronounced it when I was a child and the way that I still pronounce it is Berenstain. Did I say that there was more than one way to say it?
No.
I don't know why you're confused. And you keep telling me that I misremember how I pronounced it. I feel like it's more likely that I did pronounce it correctly. So I don't understand what this argument is about.
It's not an argument.
Well, you calling me wrong.
No, I'm not.
They have a false memory of Nelson Mandela dying in prison in the 1980s when he actually died in 2013.
Oh, there you go.
Huh.
So now we're back.
You went through all that for the Berenstain Bears just to say,
It's
as an
Berenstain
example,
Bears.
I'm not changing it, just to say that people misremember stuff. That's what you went through all that for?
Yeah, people have false perceptions about their ability to recall or ability to remember stuff. Just like they have false ideas about their ability to pay attention to things as well. I told you about the Invisible Gorilla book that I read.
You have to give me more details.
Well,
Either why you were telling me about it or what it's about.
There's a bunch of other examples. The entire book isn't about this, but the Invisible Gorilla refers to a study that was done where they called people in. They had subjects for a study, and they said to count how many times.
The gorilla passed the screen?
No.
Oh, what?
Is to count how many times people were passing a basketball to each other. And there are several sets of people on
doing
the
it at the same
side.
time?
Yes.
Okay.
You're supposed to be trying to count.
Now, is this you looking at them on a screen or you're in the room with these people? Or does it not matter?
You're watching it on a screen.
Okay.
And while people are counting.
A gorilla passed through.
Yes.
Jesus Christ.
They're counting the passes being made. They don't even see the gorilla is the point.
Correct. But the fact that you don't say something like that. Yes, there was a gorilla, but they weren't counting it. They were counting the number of times the ball versus completely saying,
What you said to me was they count how many times the gorilla passed through, and I said no. They're trying to count how many times the basketball's getting passed, and
okay,
the point
don't
of
worry
the
about
exercise.
It. We'll never see eye to eye on how you say stuff. Go ahead.
What are you talking?
Go ahead.
You're gonna be able to hear it back for yourself.
I'm not editing this. I'm done.
This is a recorded
I'm done.
proof of you not listening to me.
What about this invisible gorilla story? Why is this? What about it?
I'm saying the point of the study was when they asked people how many gorillas
Right, but
or
why
if a
did you
gorilla
bring up
came,
the study?
people were saying there was no gorilla. I'm just saying, so people were so sure of what they saw. They're like, there's no way I wouldn't have
missed the
seen a
gorilla.
gorilla come through the middle of the screen.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would play back the same video and they would see it and be like, well, that wasn't there when you showed it to me the first time. That's all. I'm not attacking you. Now we're meeting some of Joel's friends. I assume they're friends. I guess Carrie could maybe be. Did you have any assumed relation to them besides friends? They don't explain their relationship to each other.
Yeah, no, I just assumed they were friends.
So we're showing Joel with Jane Addams and David Cross, Carrie and Rob, Eakin. This movie has, Joel's last name is Barish. All the last names are, I feel,
Oh, what?
names I haven't encountered otherwise. Mary Svivo.
You've heard the last name Svivo?
No, I'm saying haven't.
Oh, have not. Okay.
Yeah. Eakin. Eakin. Mierzwiak.
Very strange names. I don't understand what you're getting at.
Okay. So Joel's explaining to Carrie and Rob, it's 3 days before Valentine's Day. I figure I'll be the one to bury the hatchet. I try calling Clementine. She changed her number.
I missed that part about she changed her number.
I went to get her a store from Antic Attic,
You went to get her a store.
a gift from the store. And then he went to give it to her at the bookstore, and she's acting like she doesn't even know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
And then eventually seeing the anguish on Joel Rob.
He said there was another young guy there, and we actually see a little bit of Patrick's face, which is the same guy we saw outside of Joel's window and the guy from the van. And then as he's seeing this and he's walking off from Clementine like in disbelief, the lights are shutting off in the store behind him. And at this point, you think it's just, I don't know, if they just have a cool way of mixing how he remembers events that have happened. They don't quite look like they're being erased yet, if that makes sense.
Yeah, and it's also a cool transition because it's like he walks out of the bookstore and back into the room of the memory where he's talking to Carrie and Rob. So then Rob opens up a drawer, pulls out a card, and Carrie is admonishing him and saying, "What are you doing?" or "What the hell are you doing?" She starts throwing. She was carrying a basket of laundry down the stairs. She starts pulling the laundry out of the basket and throwing it at him, aggressively hitting Rob. She's saying, "That's your laundry." And Rob shows him the card, which says, I feel like you wrote it down.
To Rob and Carrie Eakins or something to that effect. Clementine, what's the last name?
Krasinski.
Has had Joel Barish erased from her memory. Please never mention their relationship to her again. And it has...
To him again.
To her again?
To him. Clementine Krasinski has had Joel Barish erased.
They can talk to him about it all they want. He still has his memory. It's don't mention it to her again. She's the one who has a memory erased. If you come up to her, mentioning this guy that she doesn't know, she's going to think you're crazy.
Oh, okay.
I'm listening to your arguments about why it says it's to him because you look like you're about to make some.
No, why would they send that card to them and not to him?
To Joel? I thought about that. I was like, dang, that's fucked up. That's the one person they should, but that's because he would be like me and be like, I got to get revenge on this person. That was my...
I got to blind her.
That convinced me as to why they wouldn't send the person that was erased. And this sound, it sounds like blown speakers or something at this. Do you know the sound I'm talking about? Is that you making it? I don't know.
You're hearing the sound right now, or you're talking about in the movie?
I'm in the movie.
Yeah. It's
That's
like
all.
transitioning to the next scene.
I don't know. I just thought like maybe that's a sound of their memory eraser machine working. I don't know. I was just saying there's a particular sound.
So now Joel goes to Lacuna,
Mm-hmm.
which is the company. We got Mary Svavo.
At a desk, those cards.
That's
for
Kirsten
printing.
Dunst. Yeah, the cards of people getting erased.
Yeah.
She's answering phone calls, telling people, oh, no, that offer expired after the first of the year. She's repeatedly saying that. She's going through the typical, a busy receptionist trying to check in somebody new and direct him. She gives him a form to fill out. I don't have a pen. The pen's right there. She's answering the phone again. She's walking him through back to meet Dr. Mierzwiak as she's going through the hallway, leading Joel through the hallway. Mark Ruffalo jumps out and scares her. I guess maybe not knowing that she was leading someone or not.
No, I
hearing.
think he did that on purpose. Please, he's being playful.
Mark Ruffalo is Stan. He's wearing like a lab coat. So we know this is some sort of medical facility. We don't really know what's going on here. And then we have his first interaction with Dr. Mierzwiak, who's played by Tom Wilkinson. Howard.
And see, he's basically saying this is a thing that doesn't exist. Somebody getting their memory wiped.
Yeah.
And
He presents Dr. Mierzwiak the card.
yeah.
And he's like,
Rob
I'm
gave him the
sorry,
card.
you shouldn't have seen this.
And he says the files are confidential, so I can't offer you proof that Miss Krasinski went through with the procedure, but just suffice it to say.
Suffice it to say. Berenstain.
Suffice it to say that she was not happy.
So then he goes back and he's interacting with Carrie and Rob and telling them about this. And
He's repeating actually exactly a few of the words that the doctor said that is the transition into this scene.
And then Carrie says she probably had
Yeah.
you erased. You know how Clementine is. She probably erased you as a lark.
On the lark, I was like, Jesus, that's a serious thing to do for just to be a joke. But I took it as this is her being revengeful. Like she said she was.
Vindictive little bitch,
Mhm.
truth be told. Suffice it to say. Suffice it to say. Joel goes into a tailspin. He goes barging into Lacuna now. She's trying.
There's another shot of him crying at the car at night.
Okay.
But then it's daytime and he barges into Lacuna and says he wants a procedure.
Yeah. Mrs. Wu gets dismissed by Dr. Mierzwiak and he lets Joel come in. He's has it explained to him, you need to go home, collect your things, he says, sign of the times again, CDs you may have bought together.
Why do you think he says they're full? Why do you think he agrees to see him ahead of other people?
I think he could sense the desperation versus it was probably just diffusing the situation, knowing, I don't know, trying to prevent it from erupting into something else. He has more experience with the these people and what they're going through. I don't know. Would you try to stop him and throw him out after he barged in like that? You don't have any security on site. There was no security guard
It's
there.
not throwing him out, but you can't force me to see you ahead of my other patients.
I guess you don't really see that at a doctor's office either. Have you ever tried barging into anywhere and be like, I'm not leaving until I get what I want?
Yeah, Ryan
Have
Gosling
you?
does that on Blue Valentine.
I'm saying, have you?
No, so I'm saying like he got fired too. No security.
Ryan Gosling
I
did.
was thinking of a scene where somebody else was barging into the doctor's office.
So he instructs him to collect anything, basically all items that have any association or affiliation with Clementine, anything that will remind him of any memory they have together.
So we cut back to him at his house. He's grabbing all sorts of things, drawings he's made of her. Do we see him ripping pages out of the journal?
Yeah, so I guess him explaining it is kind of overlapping, showing him going back and collecting all this stuff.
One of the items is a picture of Clementine as a little girl in a hat.
Mm-hmm. A sketch of her as a skeleton.
Just anything.
Yeah.
A mug that she will be seen drinking out of later.
And Mierzwiak is still explaining over top of all this and eventually saying, like, and then you'll awake in your bed as if nothing has happened. So then we go back to, well, Joel is going back now with these garbage bags full of stuff, walking back towards the Lacuna office. He almost gets hit by a UPS truck. He doesn't seem bothered by it.
And when he says when he'll wake up, it'll be because Joel asked if there's going to be brain damage.
Well, no,
Or is that
that's
later?
not yet.
Okay. Well, why are you talking about waking up in a bed yet? I mean, why'd you already talk about waking up in a bed?
I'm saying in that overlap of him collecting the things as Mierzwiak is explaining to him what to do. Like, he's just giving him a broad overview of what the... Anyways, now he's in the waiting room. He's sitting next to some woman on the verge of tears. She's got a box full of, like, a dog bowl that says Buster and a dog toy bone.
Mary's on the phone with somebody saying they can't have the procedure done 3 times in 1 month. That's our policy. And I was like, that don't sound right. Why would you? Yeah, you need to get your life together. If you got 3 different people in 1 month, you got to erase from your life. There's one man who just has 1 trophy. I can't figure out what that one's about. He lost the game back in middle school and it still haunts him. That's some mess.
Maybe. So yes, now he gets called in, which is strange because he clearly arrived after this woman with the dog, but I guess they have other people and other doctors and technicians there that consult. He gets called back. He goes past a woman hooked up to a machine who looks like she's being tortured and like wailing.
Well, that's when he walks in and introduces him to Stan.
Yeah. But that's on the way back to the
Yes. Yeah.
room. And that, when they're in the room together one-on-one, that's when he says, is there any risk of brain damage? To which Dr. Mierzwiak responds,
He says, well, the procedure is technically brain damage, but I will put it on par with a mild hangover from drinking.
it's a night of heavy drinking.
Okay. So now they start placing the items in front of him one by one. They've put the 2 dots on the side of his head and hooked them up to a machine.
I think before that, he says something about, Dr. Mierzwiak says something about you might get a sense of deja vu or something every now and again. And since you had just recently mentioned
I missed that.
not having many instances of deja vu, but
No,
you told
I
me
didn't say
something
I didn't
about,
have many instances. I said, what if every time I have deja vu is actually something that has happened and I just forgot it happened? I didn't say I didn't get many instances.
So you have deja vu all the time because you can't
I won't
remember
call
anything.
it all the time, but I know I didn't say I don't get many instances.
So then we go into the object presentation.
Actually, first he says, I went to Montauk with a party with Robin Carey, and I met Clementine, and she's on the beach turning around, and Patrick dropped the files. He's listening in, and then Joel turns around and looks, and we see his face, and then we get him under the machine with the dots on the side of his head, and they start. So they are putting objects in front of Joel one by one, and he starts voicing the memory that he has. And they say, we'll get a stronger readout if you just think about the memories versus verbally expressing them. And then at one point, we see some red lights flashing. And then we zoom out. And we're back on Joel at the apartment.
Mm-hmm.
And we can see the flashing red lights on his helmet. What did we miss?
He also says, we'll dispose of these mementos when we're done.
Mm-hmm.
That way you won't be
confused when you find them in your house.
Yeah, by their unexplained presence in your home when you wake up. But yeah, then there's like a red light that gets superimposed and we come out of this memory and back into Joel's apartment where he is asleep. Like we had been shown when Stan and Patrick are coming into Joel's apartment, they're bringing in this equipment. It's kind of similar to the colander thing they put on Rick Moranis' head in Ghostbusters. It's like a very chintzy prop, but whatever. It serves the purpose of this kind of the budget sci-fi aesthetic that they're going for here. So yeah, Joel is in the pajamas laying down on the pull-out couch bed now with this colander thing on his head. And they've got the computer hooked up and there's just a bunch of brain scan pictures on the computer. And Stan's like, all right, we got that one. And then we go back in.
He's in pajamas watching himself, Joel is. And he's with the doctor. And he's in his dream. Or whatever state he's in now, he's realizing what's happening. Because he's able to quote what the doctor is going to say to him next. And while he's doing this, he hears the name Patrick in the background. And he's like, Patrick. And he says the name Patrick.
Yeah, showing him asleep with the colander on his head, eyes closed, and you see him mouth the name Patrick.
Yeah, but Stan nor Patrick are really paying attention. But Stan does lean over when he hears the name Patrick, like, what was that? But he doesn't think anything of it.
Yeah. Now we're back in to Joel's memory. We hear the VO, them saying, "This is the last time I saw you." She comes in. "I kind of sort of wrecked your car."
And he says, it's 3:00 in the morning. Where have you been?
And then he calls her pathetic. That's a pet peeve word of yours. You said to absolutely never
to utter
call
that word
you
to
that
me.
word.
I don't know why it says me off. I can't explain it. And calling me a liar, but really meaning it, not in a joking way. Those two words really set me on the edge.
And saying that it's the Berenstain Bears.
Anyway.
Apparently is a big trigger for you too.
Joel says, so you drove drunk? She says, I'm a little tipsy. And he was like, it's very irresponsible. And
Could
she
have
was
killed
like,
somebody.
Yeah, should we turn on the news and see? And she's like, what are you, an old lady? Or something. And she says, your problem is in your wormy little brain. You're wondering if I fucked somebody tonight. And he says, no, Clem, I assume you fucked somebody tonight. It's like, oh no. And that pisses her off. She hops up and starts collecting her things.
You see the shutdown happen on her part when he says that.
Yep.
And he
recognizes
that he went way
He's
too
like,
far.
oh, I'm sorry.
Yeah, he starts trying to walk it back immediately.
She's not having it. She was like, here, I won't need your key anymore. And then while he's arguing with her, she disappears.
He follows her into the bathroom, and as he gets through across the threshold, she's gone. He turns around and she's back behind him, like exiting the apartment now.
Yeah.
We come out of that back into Joel's apartment now while he's asleep. Stan's explaining Mary's coming over tonight. Patrick is saying she doesn't like me. And he's saying, "Did I tell you I have a girlfriend?"
And he says I should invite mine over.
Mm-hmm.
Remember the girl we did last week? I stole a pair of her panties as well.
And he's kind of hearing this
Joel,
in the
yeah.
dream and reacting to it. And so now we're
like,
kind
where
of...
are those voices coming from?
Yeah. You can't quite figure that out. And it's kind of going in and out of both of them. And then it goes back fully into Joel's mind.
Mm-hmm.
And he's seeing his car on the fire hydrant that she had crashed into. This is a funny thing, too, because she came into the apartment and she's like, I kind of sort of wrecked your car. He's seeing it still wedged into the fire hydrant. So not only did she wreck it, but she left it there hitting the fire hydrant like it's still against it. She didn't even try to back away or like correct it or do anything. So then
she's tipsy.
Yeah. So he pulls it off. It like scrapes and makes a horrible noise as he backs away from it. And he starts driving after Clementine and he rolls the window down. She calls him the F word for gay. And then we get this really cool effect to me anyways. He gets out of the car and starts trying to go after her. And it goes into like this car wreck memory circle where he keeps moving down the block, but arriving back at his car being crashed into the fire hydrant. And then each end of the sidewalk resembles the same starting point. So he keeps going from side to side. All of the signage is disappearing off of the business fronts on this block. And I don't know, it's really cool. I'm sure they employed computers in some form or fashion, but a lot of this, and that's kind of Gondry's style in general, in all the music videos and in everything, is all this like trick photography, like old school camera tricks and things like that, as opposed to click, click, type, AI. And my next note is Patrick loves Clementine. They're watching TV.
Yes, and
eating Chinese
he's
takeout.
Hearing these voices.
Yes, he's hearing the voices. Patrick is talking about Clementine. You know that girl that we did last week? This is when he's saying he stole her underwear, and then he followed her to where she worked and asked her out. And Stan is reacting like, you stole her underwear? And then eventually they keep going back and forth and just break down laughing about it. And meanwhile, Joel's reacting within the dream. He's getting up and he's like, there's somebody here. He's talking to Clementine in the memory.
Yeah, and she responds to, I don't see anybody.
Yes. And at a point too, earlier, Joel had interacted with Dr. Mierzwiak, and he's like, well, I'm in your memory too, so I'm just you. Like, I'm just a construct of you.
Yeah, but this is about what it will look like. Yeah.
Yeah. So, again, that's establishing these rules that even within the memory, Joel can interact with people, even though that's really just him talking to himself.
Right. So after he gets up he still has this Chinese in his hand, but it disappears. And we sort of jump to I don't want to call it different memory, but just maybe earlier in that night. Because like you said, he puts the ketchup on his neck.
She kind of storms out and she's saying, I should have left you at the flea market.
He puts the ketchup on his neck and lays down. And she's like, are you seeing my boots? And she walks over him to get her boots. And she says, you make my skin crawl. Yeah, I should have left you at the flea market. Then we see them walk into the flea market. And she says something about her wanting a baby. He's like, can you take care of a baby? Which she took as an insult, which is...
yeah, she starts trying to hash this out loudly in public, and he's kind of sheepishly retreating and saying something like, we can talk about this later. And she's like, what'd you say? I can never the fuck understand you. Which rang real true for me.
She was like a fucking ventriloquist. It was funny.
Yeah.
He was like, can you take care of kids? And she was like, what do you mean? I'm creative. I'm blah.
He said something else real cutting. Or something more cutting, I feel like. It's a dagger. I didn't write it down. We get the doorbell. Now we're back in Joel with the colander on his head. The doorbell is Mary. Patrick goes to get the door and let her in, but he just picked those up off the shelf or picked those up. He puts on those stupid glasses with like the slinky eyes that come out. You don't remember?
I don't remember that, but that sounds like something he would
He's
pick
trying
up.
to be playful and open the
Okay.
door, and he opens the door and she just brushes right past him like, oh, hello, Patrick, kind of.
I wouldn't be surprised if those came out of the book bag that he's carrying around and they're not even his.
I mean, they're in his apartment too. So whether he got it out of the book bag or the apartment,
Yeah, they're not his.
They're Joel's. Oh, also, they've been drinking beer.
Mm-hmm.
Patrick and Stan, this whole time they're doing the procedure. Rolling Rock. Not that it matters.
It's a real beer?
Yeah. Latrobe, PA. They offer Mary a beer. She says, you got anything real to drink? I'm like, oh, we haven't really looked yet. They find a bottle of Johnny Walker in Joel's cabinet. And she pours one for herself and one for Stan. Comes out with the two glasses. And she's like, oh, you didn't want one, did you, Patrick? Just clearly confirming to the audience that she very clearly despises Patrick.
Please, you probably know he's a creep.
Yeah. She could sense it. He probably tried to hit on her the same way. She offers a toast. You have no idea what it is. It was about you.
One of them quotes she got out of Bartlett.
Blessed are the forgetful, for they get the better even of their blunders. You want to see something funny?
Do I want to see something funny?
Yeah. Or I don't know, maybe you'll find it interesting. You probably won't.
About the Bartlett book?
Oh, you already knew?
Knew what?
You didn't make any connection? You didn't say anything.
That, you have a Bartlett's book?
Yeah.
No, I didn't until I just looked. I knew you had that book of quotations. I didn't know it was a Bartlett's. So just now, if that's what you're asking.
Oh, you can't see the spine of it.
Yeah.
I thought it was faced around the other way. So nothing that registers as a big goose egg.
What does? What are you saying?
I thought you would have been more like, oh.
I
don't
just
know.
told you I didn't make the connection to right now.
I know, but even when at first I pointed, you're like, oh, the Bartlett.
I don't know what you want me to do. Jump up and down? Oh, wow. You have a Bartlett's book.
I would have thought.
Oh,
it would have
wow, little
listed
baby. Like that?
You could. It's just you're like, oh, the Bartlett. Not giving a shit less.
You got a real attitude problem.
So now we're back in Joel's memory, and now we're at the
He says dinner at King's again.
the dining dead.
This is a Chinese place.
Yeah.
That they were eating from earlier, we're to assume, but at home.
Yeah. And the picture in his journal, the little sketch that he drew, was how he had arranged the food on his plate into an angry face.
Oh, was it? And he was like, I don't want to be like one of those poor couples you feel sorry for when you're out at restaurants, the dining dead.
She offers him some of the beer. They have one beer on the table. She offers him some of it. He declines.
And then his thoughts.
She starts drinking directly from the bottle. And he says, his VO says she's going to be drunk and stupid now.
Then she says, could you do me a favor and rinse the hair off with the soap in the shower? And then she's looking down eating and he's predicting what she's going to say next. As she's saying it's repulsive, he's also saying he's mouthing the word it's repulsive like he knew it was coming. She always says that. And this is one of the scenes where you can tell that they're tired of each other or they're going through a rough patch. They're not flirty and playful right here.
And we also know that by the date being November 19th, 2003. So this is 3 months or less than 3 months before the
procedure.
Now in Joel's apartment, Patrick is calling Clementine on the phone. So Joel can hear the conversation coming through while he's having this memory play out, and as it's being erased, he hears Patrick call Clementine Tangerine.
Hey, Tangerine.
Which triggers the start of a different memory. We're seeing Kate Winslet with orange hair that's matching the orange hoodie that she was wearing in the beginning of the movie. And we get Clementine the Tangerine. And this is a happy memory between the two of them. He loves her hair. And the genesis of the nickname Tangerine. Seedless and juicy, and what else did he say?
I don't remember those two.
He's overhearing Patrick's side of the conversation, so then he's also having the intrusive thoughts of, how does he know to call you Tangerine? And this, it plays out fine, and it contributes to the overall effectiveness of the screenplay. And Patrick is a creep, and it creates another fun element. I mean, it adds some quirkiness. Did you find it distracting, or did you feel like it benefits the movie overall, the character of Patrick?
Did I find it distracting? No. From his first scene, you think he's weird, like you're just trying to figure out what is his deal. But I wouldn't say it's distracting. What do you mean? You found him distracting?
No, just like...
He didn't really add anything for you? Like what was bothersome about him?
I guess what... It makes sense. I just don't know if we necessarily needed a threat of somebody being a predator to Clementine externally to be another conflict within this movie.
I just think his character helped serve a way. They added a little bit of a mysterious element to the scenes that he remembered, like the one going to the bookstore. Like when he was like, she was with another guy. And it also helped, like you said, as a transition to the scene where she has dyed her hair. You know what I mean? Like it would have been fine without him, but I feel like they just used him where needed.
It's just another examination of how manipulative something like this
could be,
would be to a person. So we come back out, Stan and Mary are, well, the entirety of the phone call playing out between Patrick and Clementine is that he
needs to go check on her.
She's spinning out. And so then he asks for Stan's permission. He's like, hey, can I leave? My girlfriend needs me now.
And they honestly didn't show what he was doing. He turned a couple of knobs 2 times, but besides that, he's just walking around the apartment talking.
Yeah, and he's portrayed the entire movie as an incompetent, creepy weirdo. So yeah, we don't really know. And Mary is happy as fuck to get rid of him too.
Oh yeah, she says, yeah, he can go. I can fill in.
It goes back into Joel's memory. I don't know exactly what the transition here, but then the next time it pulls out, Stan and Mary are laying on either side of Joel's body and they're getting high. Stan is trying to connect with Mary. He's talking about just doing stoner talk about music, saying like, they're the Clash. They stood for something, you know, they were the only band, and just trying to connect with her about something that 20-somethings would talk about, back music or whatever. Well, no, the Clash is a band from the 80s or like 70s. He's trying to talk to her about the Clash and about music. She immediately starts talking about Dr. Mierzwiak, Howard. Howard is so great, and Howard this, Howard that, and just fawning with adoration. And Stan kind of shrugs it off. And now we're at Patrick at Clem's. He's pulling up. He's got the book bag.
Clem says, I feel like I'm disappearing. Nothing makes sense. Her skin is falling off. Other crazy stuff. She just sounds like she's spiraling, and she asked Patrick to go to Charles with her. I need to see Charles frozen. And he was like, yeah, I could get some time off next weekend or something. She was like, no, I need to go now.
Mm-hmm.
And so as she's jumped up, apparently she's getting ready to go. He's looking through this book bag and he finds a journal entry that is a potato picture, like the potato she built. It's her and Joel dressed as their potato selves, I guess. And Joel has made an entry, I guess, in his journal, or there's just a random sheet of paper, but he's drawn on it like me and you at the Charles or something. And basically, Patrick is just trying to search for a memory that is related to the Charles.
And he's reading off the page saying, like,
I'm the happiest.
I could die right fucking now. This is where I'm supposed to be. I didn't write it down exactly.
This is the first time I felt like that anyway. And he grabs that red package that we saw Joel try to give to Clementine when he visited her at work.
Yeah, the Valentine's Day gift that he had gotten for her. We go back to Joel's apartment. He's still asleep on the pull-out couch, and now Stan and Mary are dancing on the bed around him.
You also, it's not important, when they were smoking, they had a plate of food between them resting on Joel's lap.
Yeah. Oh, after the dancing, that's when Patrick gives Clementine the present, Joel's present. She opens it, and it's like earring.
It's a necklace.
It's a necklace. And she's like...
first she says, what is it? He was like, I don't know. Why don't you open it? And she does. And she was like, oh, it's beautiful. I've never dated a guy who got me a piece of jewelry I liked.
Yeah, it's exactly my style.
How did you know?
And that's your style, too, is...
What?
Being handed a wrapped gift to open, and instead of opening it to find out what's inside, you say, what is it? After that, we go into the ugly doll story memory.
Clem and Joel are under the covers, and she says, Joel, am I ugly? He was like, no. She was like, I had a doll when I was younger. An ugly doll. I called her Clem.
Missed a note that I had before whenever they're in each other's company laying in bed, and she is prodding him, and she's like, you never tell me anything. Yes. And he says, constantly talking isn't necessarily communicating. Just illustrating like him being reserved. And this is kind of a better example of them being intimate with each other. She says in that previous instance, she's like, that's what intimacy is like telling me about yourself. She's like, what are you always writing in that stupid journal of yours? And you never let me read it. So she's doing a very confessional, telling the story like, I used to yell at this doll, like, you need to be pretty. And then he is having this realization in the moment of reliving this memory of like, he doesn't want this anymore. I want to save this memory. He's pleading to Dr. Mierzwiak, like, Mierzwiak, I want to call it off. This ugly doll story memory also transitions into...
Well, before you move on, I just want to say I like how he's trying to hang on to the memory. He's like clawing and climbing up the covers, trying to, just whatever, just trying to say, no, I want to hang on to this. And it transitions into what?
It's showing the memory of their real first visit to the frozen Charles. Did you catch that? So in the opening of the movie, when he's like reluctant about going out on the ice.
Yeah. They're running and he's trying to hide her now.
But that's what I'm saying. This is that first, the I could die right now, Clem memory that Patrick is trying to steal. But yeah, now they're laying on the ice again, and this is the ice of the image you said was from the trailer of her getting pulled away into the...
I assume it's from the trailer. I don't know.
Yes, it is in the trailer.
Oh, okay. Look at me. I knew I saw that trailer.
And yeah, he's saying, and this is where we get the start of running away through memories. So now we're getting kind of a flurry of like running through, this is when we were going to visit my parents. I don't want to run. And like, as they're running through, like people are disappearing from the train stations and everything is kind of morphing as they're moving through these memories now. And it's cutting to Patrick and Clementine on the Charles.
Well, before that, there's a memory in the doctor's office, and he says that Patrick is still in his stuff. He says that this early.
Oh, like he's having the realization
yeah.
of how Patrick is.
Yeah. And then we go to the scene with Patrick and Clem laying on the ice. And again, it's like a recreation of the memory she had with Joel, except it's happening in real time. And Patrick is saying the same lines that Joel said to her. I'm so happy I could die. I never felt like that. And when he says it, she shoots up. She sits up like, I want to go home. Like she could sense something's not right.
Yeah. Now we got Joel and Clementine in the woods. Looks like a nice autumn day. There's dead leaves on the ground.
And he's telling Clem that stuff is getting erased. And she was like, well, why don't you try opening your eyes or something? He was like, oh, yeah, that's nice. I'll try opening my eyes. And he lays down and he physically stretches his eyes open, and it does work because we pop back into real time and his eyes open. He
grabs his eyelids with his fingers and holds his eyelids open. And he says, yeah, he confirms to her. He says, it worked.
A little. And then they transition to them sitting on the sofa, and she tells him she's trying to help him solve the problem. She's like, take me somewhere I don't belong. And he was like, well, I can't remember anything without you. She was like, oh, that's sweet, but no, really.
Yeah. She says, the eraser guys are coming here. You need to hide me somewhere. Think, and starts moving into...
Well, it starts raining in their living room.
Mm-hmm. And then he starts remembering...
He says, oh, it's working.
Row your boat.
Yeah, it's him as a little boy. He's like ducked under an awning, but there's water still coming through it, right?
And he's got on like a raincoat and has a little... I guess, does he have a paper boat little thing? And then it goes full on into him in little kid pajamas. And this is where we get some more fun trick photography stuff, forced perspective.
Well, just also when they're sitting on the sofa, she mentions the memory. She was like, oh, this is a time where you look down at my crotch, and we get the viewpoint of her crotch. Crotch. Such a silly word. And and she was like, and you wanted to have sex with me. And then we go into him as a little boy. Carry on. I enjoyed the scene, how they played with the big and small Joel, baby Joel.
Yeah, so now we get baby Joel. He's supposed to be 4 years old, but it's Jim Carrey pretending to be a 4-year-old.
Yeah.
And you can tell they've got like a huge set of him on the kitchen floor under the table, trying to get his mom's attention. Clem is dressed. He's supposed to be 4, so this is supposed to be in the 70s. She's looking at herself and admiring her wardrobe.
Yes,
and she's like, I love this.
And I love this kitchen.
And she's like, who am I? And he says, you're Mrs. Hamlin. And he's down there. He's like, no one pays attention to me. And this kind of plays into what he says at the beginning of, why do I fall in love with the first woman that pays me the slightest bit of attention? And so this is him as a 4-year-old pleading for attention. He's trying to get ice cream out of the refrigerator. You liked that? I'm sure people would have stupid shit to say about her flashing him. What's she trying to
get him to concentrate? Because he has a short attention span like a 4-year-old. Mm-hmm. He was like, she's not even looking at me. She won't pick me up. I have a strong desire for her to pick me up. It's strange.
Yeah.
And she was like, Jolie, concentrate. And she was like, oh, wait there. So she lifts her dress up. She has on the same underwear that she had on in the memory where he was looking at her crotch. Mm-hmm. And he was like, ew, yuck. It was funny. Then we get the computer beeps. We're back in real time.
We're seeing Stan and Mary post-coital.
Yeah.
It's sitting in a chair wrapped in a blanket. They both look sweaty.
And he hops up. He's like, it stopped erasing. And he was like, what do we do? And they're high. And Mary's like, what do we do? He was like, I just asked you that. What do we do?
Yeah, they're panicking. They both play it well, and they're playing it differently, too.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually Mary settles on, we should call Howard. And he reluctantly agrees because he knows he can't figure it out and he doesn't know what's going on.
Then we cut the doctor's bedroom, picking up the
Mhm.
phone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just Stan apologizing. And he was like, it stopped working. I need you to come over. And he asks where Patrick is. He says Patrick had to go home sick. Not that Patrick was doing shit. So he gives him the address and we can see his wife in the bed. So we're assuming, well, we know she can hear the address as well as she's laying down in the bed next to him. But he says he'll be there.
And she has a look on her face that's not just, I'm annoyed that I've been woken up.
Yeah, something else is happening on her
There's
face.
something
Yeah.
else going on. Just great actress. We see Clem is driving Patrick. They're driving back from the Charles.
Oh, uh-huh.
And she looks a mess. And he's sitting there in the passenger seat going like, you're so beautiful. You're the kindest, greatest. And laying all these compliments on her, thinking that will help
Whatever's
pacify her.
happening,
Yeah. And in this moment, I did feel a little bit of
What?
pity for Patrick just because of him being completely unaware of how much danger he's in with, like, she is, to use a term
What?
that we use all the time, in a state.
Yeah.
She should not be operating a motor
No.
vehicle, especially not driving from Boston to whatever part of New York they're in.
And he says, you're nice. She
Yeah.
also gets a look on her face when he says the word nice, too. She's like, she looks hella annoyed.
Yeah, and she's like sobbing and
I imagine these would be side effects.
of the
Of your-
procedure,
yeah.
Or even the medication, whatever
Whatever
that
it is,
medicine is that knocks you out.
But they don't quite say that, but that's what I would
No.
assume.
Now we get Howard arriving on the scene to Mary and Stan. Mary, she was panicking prior to him showing up, saying like, I don't want him to see me stoned. And
Yeah, and
those eye
Stan is
drops
trying
you
to
gave
tell
me
her
didn't
to
do shit.
leave. And if she doesn't want Howard to see her stoned, the smart thing to do would be to leave. Surely you don't want your boss to see you fucked up. But she's cleaning up stuff, the food and
Yeah.
the alcohol. She's moving it back to the kitchen.
And she gets Stan to go along with the idea of calling Howard in the first place by putting out there that this guy could wake up a vegetable or we could cook his brain.
Yeah.
We're turning him into a cookie, I think she says.
Half-baked.
She says half-baked.
Gooey.
Yeah.
Ooh, that sounds so good.
So when Howard shows up on the scene, she switches into a different mode. She's struggling to find her words. And she's like, Mary, what are you doing here? An innocently posed question. And she's trying to...
BS the story.
She's trying to put it in a way that makes her come across in a positive light.
As a
well.
go-getter, yeah.
And I really like her delivery of that when she's trying to find the right words and she's saying, well, not the work that I do, the work the work of my colleagues. I like her arriving at that at the end.
And I'm interested in learning as much about the procedure as I can.
Yeah. And Stan is answering Howard's questions. He's like, you want to link up? And he's setting up his computer and getting on the terminal. And Howard's asking questions, just trying to get his bearings of what they're going through. He said, you tried going through Seagate? And Stan's like, yeah, of course. He says it in kind of a how dare you, kind of way. And Howard gives him a look and he immediately retreats into like,
of course I did.
Yeah,
yes.
yeah. Now we go into Joel's sink bath memory. You love this as well.
We get one more shot of them under the table, so I'm not sure where it comes in, but she says, "You'll remember me and you'll find me in the morning and we'll start over."
Okay.
And then eventually, yes, they're both in the sink.
Yeah, because in the little kid memory, the mom comes back in looking for her.
And she's under
the table with him, and she's like, I thought we were going to have a drink.
Yeah. So, yes, another memory is he's getting bathed in the sink, and Clem is in the sink with him.
Mm-hmm.
And he was like, I love the feeling of getting bathed in the sink. It feels so secure or something like that.
Mm-hmm. Now, Howard
Mm-hmm.
goes off the memory map that they were trying to go by to erase Clementine, finds him elsewhere, locates him, and then, I guess, erases that memory entirely.
Yeah, first Clem disappears and Joel starts choking or drowning, like he's choking on water in his dream. And then in real life, you can hear him making sort of gagging sounds
gagging,
like he can't
choking.
breathe.
And then his eyes open.
Yeah.
And Howard notices. He says his eyes are open. Has this happened? Has he been doing this? And you see, and this is really superb acting on Jim Carrey's part.
He don't look like anything. It's like a blank stare. What do you see?
But you can see.
You see terror? What do you see?
Yeah. And you see, and his eyes well up, and you see like tears start streaking out the side.
I missed that.
And then, Howard says, we're going to have to administer this. He pulls out a syringe and injects him with something, and he goes right back out. And now he's in the drive-in memory. They're over the fence at the drive-in, so they don't have the audio, and they're doing the dialogue themselves. Kiss me, Antoine, or whatever she says. She calls him Antoine.
Uh-huh. So, it's a date night. Do you think it's a silent film, or they just aren't tuned into the station?
No, you can tell they're outside.
So they
the
can't
fence.
hear it.
Yeah.
Okay. And they're just guessing at what the dialogue would be during this movie.
Yeah, they're like drinking in the car, watching the drive-in movie for free. And then they go, on the run through the memories again. And then they go, he's taking her through the Lacuna office. And then we come back out and Stan's talking to Howard. He's like, I don't understand. He's in a memory that we already erased. Yeah. He's like, well, he's back on track. And then we go into hide me in your humiliation.
Yeah, because they keep finding wherever he runs to. And you can hear Stan say you can run, but you can't hide as he's running. And so, Clem tries to make him think of a place they can hide. And she says, hide me in your humiliation. So the memory he goes to is he's jacking off to his journal. And he's in his childhood bed, though. And Clem is right beside him.
It's like naked animal people drawings.
I don't know.
They had like human naked bodies, but like animal heads.
I don't know.
And one was like a dog head licking a woman's breast.
Ew. And Clem is like, ew, Joel. And then his mom busts in the room to ask him a question. She was like, oh, sorry, I'll ask you in the morning.
And the reaction shot of Jim Carrey here too is great.
Oh, I don't think I can place it.
It's a perfect look
I have to watch it.
Yeah. Abject humiliation.
But Clem is laughing under the sheets.
Yeah.
He's like, I'm not proud of it or something, he says.
And then
But that doesn't work either.
Yeah. It does at first, because then the bed transports to the snowy beach.
Yes.
And this is a really cool visual, too, of them in like a fully done up bed in the middle of a snowy beach.
And she was like, look where we are. Our house.
And then they go try to hide in the dead bird.
Oh, no, I'm sorry. I didn't get a snowy beach in Montauk until after we get the bird and the hammer thing.
Yeah. We get the dead bird memory.
She says, hide me somewhere really buried. And we get a memory of him as a child. They're, 6 maybe? They're children.
He's wearing like a little howdy doody cowboy hat and a red cape. And then next to a little red wagon that has an already dead bird in it. There's a bunch of kids all gathered around it. Joel is holding a hammer. And they're all peer pressuring him to hit the dead bird with a hammer. You can see a bird in the tree behind them too, as though it's like being forced to bear witness to this. What's the word I'm looking for? Desecration of the bird body. So this was giving me
What?
flashbacks to a memory.
This is not staying in, you jackass.
Yes, it is.
No.
Yes.
It's not staying
Yes,
in. I
it
can't
is.
believe you're doing this.
What do you mean?
No.
What do you mean you can't believe it? What's wrong with it?
The way
It's
you're
just a
saying
story
it,
that
no,
happened. Yes,
no.
yes. Don't you
I'm not
want it?
deleting that.
Stop,
I'll put a mark.
Stop.
If you don't edit
What's
that, you
wrong
know
with
it's
the
not going
story?
to
What's
stay
wrong
in.
with the story? Yes, after the kids are cajoling him into doing it, and he starts swinging the hammer,
Repeatedly. Is this strange? This is strange. Have you been like?
and
have
he's
you
like
been in a
crying
situation?
as he's doing. Yes, that's what I was trying to relate with my other
As
story.
a 6-year-old.
No, but as a 36-year-old, I did.
Cut.
It was much worse. It was much more traumatizing.
So he's hitting the bird, and Clem is dressed in an outfit that she was in that picture of her at 6, but it's full grown Clem. And she grabs his hand and pulls him away.
Joel turns around and he's like, I'm not afraid of you. To one of the other kids.
Little
and this
Freddie.
is Jim Carrey, full grown. He's like, Freddie, I'm not afraid of you. And then the little boy, who is a real little boy, grabs his arm and twists it, and
He
Jim
falls
Carrey
to the
falls to
ground.
the
It's
ground.
funny.
Yeah.
Scene. So she grabs his hand again and says, they're not worth it. And she leads him off.
And yes, now we jump back to the snow beach.
So she pulls him away and they go to his old house. And I don't remember how it comes up. And he was like, now you can kill me or something like that. But she's laying down and baby Joel, he's baby Joel now, or 6-year-old Joel. He has a pillow and he's smothering.
And it's even a smaller
Yes,
scale
it's a small pillow. He has it covering Clem's face, and his mom looks out the window and he waves. He was like, "Oh, this is just pretend," and Clem waves too, so we know she's not hurt.
And these
the
are the
mom waves
real
back.
these are real little kids
Yes.
now, but we're hearing Jim Carrey and Kate Winslet's voice.
Yeah, it's neat. And as he's smothering her, her body disappears, and he looks around and he gets frustrated and he throws the pillow. So she's been erased from that memory that he was trying to hide her in.
And that goes into the real, that's kind of sucks him into the real pillow smothering memory, which is them as adults pretending to smother each other.
Mm-hmm.
Clementine is smothering Joel at first.
He grabs her titties, then her butt, and then he goes limp.
Mm-hmm. She pulls the pillow away. He's,
He doesn't move.
yeah, doing like a dead looking face.
And she gets worried for a second. Jolie.
Yeah. And then he doesn't snap out of the charade until, I mean, she does touch like his underarm, and then he reacts to it. And she's like, that was,
He starts giggling.
yeah. But she says something like, that sucked, or something like that.
That was terrible.
That was terrible,
Yeah.
yeah. She says, okay, my turn. They go to switch places, and then she disappears from that memory too. And Stan says,
I'm going to go get some air.
mm-hmm. Mary's alone with Howard now.
And she's asking Howard if he likes quotes. So she
Reuses the same one she used before with the toast. You remember it?
bless the forgetful for
Mhm.
they get the better of their blunders or something like that.
The better even of their blunders.
He says, I've heard that one.
He identifies it. He says, that's Nietzsche,
Nietzsche,
right? She's like, of course. I think I'm gonna. And she's doing like, oh shucks.
I thought I
think
could
I'm- tell you something you don't already know.
Yeah.
And then she offers the title quote. Do you remember this one?
Well, she says, I have another from Pope Alexander. And he was like, Alexander Pope? She's like, oh, yeah, duh. No, come on, man. I don't remember this long-ass quote.
How happy is the blameless Vestal's lot, the world forgetting by the world forgot. Eternal sunshine of the spotless mind, each prayer accepted and each wish resigned. So you did remember.
Oh, well, I looked it up. I said
The
I
last
remember the whole
word.
thing. Yeah. Which annoyed me hearing it because I need to see or read most of the time. Like I need to.
The entire work to understand.
No, that part of the quote, like I couldn't remember all the words. So I was like, okay, let me look up this just so I can see the words myself and understand what's happening. That's all.
But reading them on the captions doesn't count, you said.
It wasn't all of it all at once.
Okay.
Like I wanted to see the whole stanza together.
Howard likes this quote.
Mhm.
Oh, that's quite lovely, or something
He said,
like
I actually
that.
haven't heard that one, but she was like, I thought it would be fitting.
Mm-hmm. And then she comes in and gets close to him, and then she kisses him. As that's happening, we go outside to Stan, getting some air. Which
And
I
the
guess
wife
he
drives
really was
up.
excusing because he's not out there smoking a cigarette or anything. So I guess he really was just out there getting some air.
What do you need to get air for, though?
I don't know. Have you ever excused yourself to go get air?
I wouldn't say I need to get air. I was like, I don't have to say any of this, but I feel like I'd be like, I gotta go. I'm going to the bathroom. Y'all get on my nerves. I gotta go.
You're not all that. I just met you.
Yeah, okay. Big dummy.
Then we get another vehicle pulling up.
Yes. And but right before that, he says, we can't do this. I have kids and a wife. And she's like, oh, I'm so sorry. I've loved you for a long time.
Mm-hmm.
You're like, oh no. Although you could tell something was going on, yes. The way she kept talking about him. You don't think you didn't get any sense of it? Before
From her
Yes.
liking him, loving him for a long time, yes, all of that tracks up to this point. But I feel like
I'm asking, when Stan excused himself, did you have a clue at that point that something was about to happen between them?
I guess think in the back of your mind that it's a possible. You're not thinking necessarily like now they're gonna hook up with each other, but you are aware that she has
A crush.
an abundant fascination with Howard, and now they are effectively alone in the room together, even though Joel
All right, so
is still
even though
passed
they
out
said
there.
they can't kiss anymore, they do start kissing again, and at this point,
Well, and they're also like in
Directly in
direct
front
line
of
of
the
sight,
window.
yeah,
Yeah.
to the window. Like well, I don't know. The glare on the window affects your ability to see out, but it seems like they should be able to see Stan as clearly as he can see them.
so Stan looks up and sees them, and he goes back to the truck. He's only like a few steps away and blows the horn.
Mrs. Mierzwiak was the other vehicle that pulls up. She gets out of the car.
Right.
She can see them through the window as clearly as Stan can.
Mm-hmm.
So at this point, she's already seen. So I don't know
I
what the
feel like
point
she
of this
doesn't
is.
quite directly look. She spots Stan first, and it's not until he blows the horn that she actually looks up there. If that makes sense.
Okay, yeah.
She does. And then that also catches their attention in the house, so they stop kissing and look out, and
They
he says,
shoot up too.
oh my God. Yeah, because they were sitting down. And then I didn't get this part. I mean, I thought it was funny, but the wife walks up to Stan and hits him. And she says, thanks a lot, Stan. I guess just for calling him at all.
I think so.
Fuck that. He should have.
I mean, not
The
that
ability to resist
there's no
kissing her.
explanation
Yeah.
that can be
She just
offered
needed
to her at
somebody
this
to hit in
point.
the
Yeah.
moment.
And
And
it
it's
also,
not a hard hit.
even though he reacts to it like he just got the big boot
Yeah.
from a wrestler or something like that. He collapses against the van and falls like all the way down to the ground from her like.
So she can't even get more than one hit in.
Yeah. But it's her just like loosely swinging her left arm too and doesn't even make good contact. It's a good pratfall by Ruffalo.
So she starts to drive off. The doctor says her name, I guess, is Hollis, as she's driving off.
And Mary also is chasing with them. They're both running after the vehicle. While he's making pleas to her, she's also in the background saying, like, I'm just a stupid girl and this and that. And she says to Mary, you can have him. You already had. So now we know something has happened between them. And then she drives off.
She tells him not to be a monster. Tell the poor girl. Mary says, what? And then she says, you can have him. You already did. He says, I'm sorry you wanted the procedure. And she's dazed and stunned.
We have a history.
And this, I don't understand her getting the procedure and still continuing to work there because, like, all your memories of in the position you've been doing, I don't understand this at all. This was a wild decision. And I don't, him saying you wanted the procedure, I wonder if he also pressured her
coerced
into
her.
it.
Yeah, I feel like the beginning of her tape kind of indicates that.
I'm sorry, Howie, I can't do it. Yeah.
He said, come on, Mary, we talked about this.
So Stan asks if she wants a ride home, and she just shakes her head and walks off.
Now we get Joel and Clementine, the Barnes and Noble memory. They have a little bit of difficulty placing this because we
don't quite know what's going on. She was like, he ran away. Although I guess we should have picked up by now that the memories are getting erased from most recent to oldest. He was like, I love to take you out. She says, what'd she say about that? I'm just a girl with a fucked up life. What'd she say? She'll say it again, but I don't quite.
She says, I'm high maintenance. Yeah, I'm just a fucked up girl looking for peace of mind.
We could give it another go round, but I don't want to get in the way of your marriage or whatever. He was like, I'm not married.
It's kind of the pleading. We're seeing all the sections in the books are becoming blank and everything's kind of collapsing in on itself as they're talking to each other. And she's just saying, remember me, try your best. We're jumping out of that to Mary at Lacuna. This is when she finds her file. She finds that tape, plays it, the Howie thing.
How would that be in? She must be in Howard's office because there's no way that's at her desk.
Yeah, no, that was like in Howard's office. And now we go back to Joel and Carrie and Rob showing up for the beach. The true first meeting between Joel and Clementine at the beach. There's some.
Oh, she plays the tape before we go back to this.
Mary? Yeah, I said that.
Oh, you didn't say what was on the tape?
I thought we said that. Howie, I can't do this.
That's all we said. Apparently, when you go in for the procedure, you start talking about you do like an overview of the relationship. Before
I guess we kind of
deep dive.
Leapfrog this when we're going through Joel's intake process when he's in there with Mirzwiak. That's kind of what as part of the intake is him saying everything about Clementine before he instructs him to go get all the stuff from his apartment, whatever.
So yeah, we're back at the beach of the first time that Joel and Clem actually meet. And he says, I saw you back in the crowd, but I only saw your back. And I remember thinking how strange to be drawn to somebody's back.
She's wearing the orange sweatshirt that he would come to know so well.
And hate.
Yeah. She comes and sits beside him. He's sitting on the stairs, eating a plate of food. She's over the hand railing, but effectively sitting next to him. She reaches over the railing, crosses the boundary, to borrow a piece of chicken, which she just starts eating. He comments, "This is like a journal entry. Thought it was so intimate, like we were already lovers." Have you ever referred to somebody as
My lover.
your lover?
No. You know, this was a little
Have you ever in your
part
mind?
on Sex and the City. She keeps calling a man her lover, and her friends are like,
Who?
who was saying it? Carrie, I think. That's all I remember. Barely. Can't even remember what boyfriend it was.
Clementine says very plainly to him, "This is it, Joel. It's going to be gone soon." It's like his memory of Clementine.
And she says, well, what do we do? And he says, enjoy it. Also, during this conversation, she tells him that her name is Clementine, and she says no jokes about my name. He was like, oh, you mean like Huckleberry Hound?
Oh, my darling. Oh, my darling.
Yeah, so this Joel knows about it. But I don't think the mind erased Joel should still completely forget that Huckleberry Hound exists. You know what I mean? Because he was like, I have no clue what you're talking about when she says Huckleberry Hound. Like, that's a side effect. They messing up stuff you should be able to retain without the person being associated with it.
Yeah.
But I guess if there's any association, you got to erase it all. That's
Yeah.
dangerous.
Tied that memory.
That's
Clementine.
dangerous.
Anything with Clementine. His mom was also singing that when
Yes.
she's bathing him in the sink, too.
Mm-hmm. So they're hanging out. We get them breaking into the beach house.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's like nightfall now.
And this is the same beach house when at the beginning, when he skipped work, he was looking into. And we hear a voice saying the name David. So she's looking for booze. She has a flashlight.
And we also get another thing here, too, because she's like, "You're not married, are you?" or something like that. He's like, "I live with someone."
Yeah, that was strange to me.
Or I have a roommate. And she's like, "Male or female?" And he says female. And she's like, "At least I'm not barking up the wrong tree."
Yeah.
Another.
So she's looking for alcohol, and he was like, I don't feel comfortable doing this. And she finds some male, and she says, we are David and Ruth Laskin. So we know where the name David comes from.
Mm-hmm. Joel is acting like a wuss baby in here. This is how you would be
I'd be
acting.
breaking into somebody's house? Jesus Christ.
No sense of adventure.
Not breaking and entering, no. So she says, just go. Because he was like, I don't feel comfortable. She says, so go. And he walks off, and then, I don't know, they're making a new memory within the memory. Because the house is falling down while they're saying this. So we know this memory is close to getting erased.
She's calling out to him. She's like, what if you didn't go? What if you came back? And he's like,
But I
"There's
left
no-"
the house.
Yeah, but I left. There's no memory. And she says, well, at least come back, say goodbye. Pretend.
Yeah, that we got the chance. And as that's happening, she whispers, meet me in Montauk.
Mm-hmm.
And so we get him driving. He's in the back seat of the car with Rob and Carrie. Or else we can hear their voices at least. And we see him buried in his neck with sand, up to his neck with sand. And he's looking behind him, and he can still see him and Clem saying goodbye, but the house is falling down.
We're getting more of this, like, going through memories and stuff disappearing and kind of just hitting some beats of previous memories that we've seen get erased.
And you can hear Rob and Carrie asking him who he was talking to, and that she was I saw you talking to a pretty girl.
Yeah.
What did he say? She's just a girl? Just someone I met?
Something like that.
Something like that.
Back in Colander Head, Joel's apartment, they're cleaning up, wrapping everything up. Stan is taking the equipment off of his head. He moves something and sees an empty beer bottle, which he snatches up and hides in his inside jacket pocket.
Yeah.
So Howard doesn't see it. He takes a wipe and wipes off the head dots on Joel's head. And then the movie restarts right how it did.
We see Joel waking up, and it's almost as if he has a mild hangover. He's groaning, like he's a little groggy.
Yeah. a little disconcerted.
Just how the doctor
again,
said it would be.
looking at his pajamas and going out to go to work, seeing the scratch.
We get Stan dropping off the van.
Lacuna. Stan's taking the equipment back. Mary's coming out of Lacuna carrying a box. Stan chases after her, calls out to her. It's like, oh, I see all your stuff. I guess you're not coming back. Yeah, I probably wouldn't want to either. And she puts the box on the trunk of her car and she's sitting there waiting, and he confesses to her.
Well, she asked, did you know about us?
Yeah. And he says no, and she's like, nothing, and he confesses that he suspected
He saw them
something one time. Yeah, I saw them.
Giggling.
She's like, how did I look? And he's like, looked happy with the secret. And
She says after. You remember what it says when she says an after?
no.
Me either. That's why I asked if you remember.
Oh. Well, then he kind of bears his heart to her and saying like, I really like you, Mary Svevo. And then they part ways. We see her drive off.
A black bag on her trunk. Is it something she dropped, maybe?
Yeah, I don't know.
Something
She
out
might have
the
left
trunk?
it there.
Oh, yeah. Maybe. So she pops her trunk.
We see a bunch more other files in there. We don't know what they are. But then,
Yeah, because this box that she had was like personal belongings.
Mhm.
But yeah, we see boxes of files in her trunk.
And then as she drives off, it shows another insert shot, and we can see like some of the cassettes loosely
Yeah.
on top of there to give us an indication of what she's really up to.
Then we go back to the scene that we've seen before where Joel is deciding to ditch work and run to the other train in the Montauk.
And so the real progression here is ditching work, the train to Montauk.
Yeah.
That's Valentine's Day.
Right.
The next day, night, is the Charles Frozen picnic.
Right.
So coming back the following morning, that's the third day from Joel having this procedure. You
Okay,
understand?
hold on. The waking up day
It's
is on
Valentine's
Valentine's.
Day.
And the train to Montauk. Okay. Now,
The next night is the
Charles.
frozen river. Yes.
yes. And then after
Driving
that is
back.
when he takes Clem home and she gets their toothbrush,
Mhm.
which is the scene that we come up on now.
Yes.
Okay.
So yeah, Clementine goes in to get her toothbrush.
There's a voicemail that she plays as is she brushing her teeth? Is she just,
Yeah, she's brushing her
why
teeth.
she say, let me grab my toothbrush? Anyway, yeah, and it's Patrick saying, I love you, or some just other mess. Like, why are you saying this one weekend, bro? Like, what's wrong with you? And she pulls down her pants, and we look in the mirror, and we can see a bruise on her butt. So we can, if we were doubtful of when this was, we can recall the scene when she's out on the ice and she falls, and she's like, oh, my ass. She grabs her mail, stack of mail on the way out the door. She gets in the car. We see a envelope. She opens it, and she's reading the note out loud. And as she is, we can also hear Mary's Vivo reading the same words. So we know the note is from her.
And she pulls out the cassette tape.
And she's saying, I worked at Lacuna. You had a procedure done, and I don't think that's right anymore. Something along the lines. And yes, it's the tape.
Right before this, though,
Mhm.
they have a little
Who?
patter between them.
Who?
Clem and Joel.
What is it?
Is when he says, the best fucking night of my entire fucking life.
Yeah.
So we know this is like, they're riding the high of this experience. And then she puts in the tape. And my name's Clementine Krasinski. I'm here to erase Joel Barish. And she starts saying,
I don't like him. I don't like who I am with him. I can't stand to look at his face. He does his little puppy dog bullshit.
Yeah, sad puppy dog.
And he was like, are you fucking with me? She was like, no. She's really confused.
yeah. And he says again, you're screwing with me. And she's like, I'm not. And he says, you clearly are. Which
Ooh.
there is no explaining that away.
No.
And
Except
even if you
The
had,
note you
even
just
if you
heard.
hadn't had this procedure, and I started playing a tape of you saying these horrible things,
I
you'd be
wouldn't
like,
remember it.
You would say,
I'd
I
never
didn't.
said that.
Yeah. She, I guess, is dispatched from Joel's car
She
and it's
ejects
just
the
going
tape.
back from she's sent back to her place. Yeah.
She starts walking, yeah.
And Patrick is there waiting for her.
And she's having a breakdown now. She's crying because she's confused.
And there is no...
He's like, can I talk to you? No, get away from me.
Yeah.
Fucking get away from me.
Get the fuck away from me.
They also didn't clearly show her in it or show any exterior shots of her driving it or something, but from the exterior and her shifting gears and stuff, that's got to be her yellow Volkswagen convertible.
I don't know what you're talking about right now.
At one point.
You mean
Doesn't
parked
matter.
in front of a house?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Why does it have to be hers?
Because they show her and Patrick and you could see
At
the
one
yellow
time?
a little bit. Yeah. Anyways, it's not important.
Oh, you mean when they're driving to the Charles? Oh, okay.
And here, when she figures out from something, Joel's address, where the yellow pages, maybe?
Yeah, it looks like she's looking at
Yeah,
on a
ripped out
piece of paper, yeah.
page of the yellow pages.
Well,
So-
they have some scenes of her in the house crying, just upset,
Yeah.
before she decides to go to Joel's.
Yeah. So she gets over there. She's on the approach. And as she's getting close to the door, who's there?
Neighbor Frank.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Clem. And she's looking like, I don't know this man.
But she just trusts that he knows
Mhm.
her.
He was like, nice to see you. She's like, yeah.
Although at this point, if he had the Lacuna letter, he should have known, or maybe he just didn't read it. It doesn't matter. So she gets to Joel's, and he's listening to his own tape, hearing him say
Bad things about her.
bad things about her, but less bad than what she was saying.
No, sir. At the beginning, yes.
Well, here's the difference. There are adulatory things that he's saying about her.
Okay. I'll give you
There
that.
there was none of that present in
what we
her
heard,
tape
correct.
of him.
So he's saying something about she has limited vocab. She's educated, but still she would embarrass me in public.
Yeah, he's saying she's smart but not educated is I think how he's phrasing it, and he says that she says library. Some people in our lives say library.
Oh yeah, some people.
Some people say Berenstain. Sometimes those people say
And she comes
Berenstain
in and
library.
he's sitting and he holds up a picture. He's like, "Look what I found," and it's a picture that he has sketched of her.
In the skeleton costume. She says, "You made me look skinny."
And he says, "I'm sorry I yelled at you."
And in the background, his tape is saying like, the whole hair thing is bullshit.
Like all the stuff going on in the world, and this is how you choose to rebel.
And this is great, them trying to be in a fledgling early part of a relationship while having the overlay of the decimated ruins.
And she's saying, "Joel, I like you." He was like, "Let me turn this off." She says it's only fair. So he lets it keep playing. But eventually he gets to some stuff that's not great. He was like, and sex with her isn't even motivated. I can tell the last time we did it. And he says how she uses sex to try to get people to like her and whatnot.
She asks him, she says, "You got any whiskey?" And he goes to get her some whiskey and he comes back with like a tiny amount in a glass. And he's like, "Oh, I thought there was more."
Yeah. And then we remember that the people doing this, what do you call them? Eraser guys. And Mary drank up his alcohol. Yeah, she gets people to like her by fucking. She's desperate and insecure.
And this is where he again says, like, "I wouldn't think that about you."
And she's like, I don't do that.
And then as she's kind of like,
and she says,
like,
"It was nice meeting you, though."
Yeah, and she's saying like, maybe I should go. And
I can't be here.
as she's making more distance from her, he's standing there and hearing the tape play, and it says, "What a loss to spend that much time with someone only to find out that she's a stranger."
Yeah.
And then he calls out to her and chases her down.
In the hallway, he says, "Just wait." And she's like, "For what?" He was like, "I don't know, just wait." And then she gives that line again, "I'm just a fucked up girl looking for her own peace of mind."
And she reminded me of you in this moment.
Why?
Because she can't remember, but she still says the same
Oh, okay.
thing.
And she was like, "I'll feel bored and trapped. That's just who I am. I think there's a line in there about how he'll behave or whatever, but he was like, okay. So they're just like accepting that that's how it ends, but they want to do it again. I was like, oh, that's neat.
Nice.
Well, yeah, like either one way you could look at it, like it's destiny that they will get back together again, or it's just that the procedure doesn't fully work and they still have, like, even though they can't speak the attraction or
Familiarity.
yes, even though they can't put into words why there's an attraction or familiarity, however you say it,
Suffice to say.
with the other person, like that's the basis of it, just because they've done it before and not really that is destiny. So I don't know, but it's something because there's a reason he went to Montauk, because they whispered, meet me in Montauk. So something about it is meant to be.
And that even if they couldn't remember their relationship to each other, they still could have learned or grown from this experience.
Well, I thought about that, but that's not really, like, what can I change about that? You hate the faces I made? Like, I can't just stop making that face. And I guess you could try to have more motivated sex. I guess that's something she could change. But, like, I feel like they're just going to go through it again. But you think they'll grow and learn from it and end up together?
I mean, it could go either way.
I know,
but I'm
I'm
saying they
asking
could
which
have
one do
grown
you
and
think?
learned. You don't feel like there is an accumulation throughout your overall relationship experience where you're like, you can detect similarities, but understand them differently. Like in Seinfeld or Curb Your Enthusiasm, whenever they fixate on one thing that they just can't get over, and that becomes
Okay, what about
a
that?
decimator.
You're saying this would be the opportunity to learn from those little things that do get on their nerves about the other person? To be more accepting of it, what?
Yeah, but a lot of what they find fault in each other for
Mm-hmm.
becomes that assignment. Like she says, I'm not going to complete you or
She says I'll always feel trapped and
that's part of what
I
her
feel
saying,
bored
like,
and trapped. That's just how I am.
yeah, but her saying too about I'm just a fucked up girl looking for her own peace of mind. Like, I'm not here to save you or complete you or be some. And he says in the tape too, like, she makes you think that she can whisk you off into a magical
Okay.
realm or take you somewhere else. But a lot of that is just
Projection.
yeah, your own projection of thinking like this person can fix me, or I don't know what I'm trying to say even.
So we get
matter.
some scenes of them running in the snow playfully and it fades to white.
Mm-hmm.
The end.
Cue the music. So now we go to the moment of truth, the Brittany scale.
So the Brittany scale is just a playful rating system that we have. It's based on common words that Brendan noticed that I use to describe things, whether that's food, experiences, music, movies, whatnot. So from worst to good, the scale is bad, okay, regular, decent, and good.
Ba-na-na.
This is a solid decent.
Oh yeah,
What about you?
please, it's a good. Love this movie.
Did you look up awards like you're supposed to? Because I sent you the thing. It says awards and closing thoughts.
No, I didn't look, but if I
Look
had
it
to
up.
guess, I would guess
She got, I already
best
know.
original screenplay.
Yes, it won for that, and she was nominated for Best Actress.
So you liked it better than you would have
Yeah.
initially thought.
Yes. It's not as cheesy as I thought it was going to be. It's not cheesy at all. I thought it was going to be real cheesy.
Cheesy.
I know you're
how?
going to ask me how. I don't know. I
Like a
just
Hallmark
didn't.
movie?
No. I don't know what I was expecting. I just expected not to enjoy it based on that trailer.
Strange.
Is it?
So far we have Who's Afraid of Virginia Woolf? Bad. double bad.
I didn't give it a double bad. Oh, you mean for both of us? Yeah.
And Eternal Sunshine, you want to tell them what to look forward to next week?
So next week we'll be discussing Blue Valentine from 2010 with Michelle Williams and Ryan Gosling. I believe it's streaming on Plex, Tubi. There's one more with the name I don't know because I don't use it.
Not Tubi.
Besides Tubi.
Tubi or?
What are you saying? Tubi.
Or not?
So annoying. This has been Black and White Movie Night. I'm black.
I'm white. You're wrong and I'm right.
Black
Bye.
and white. Black and white.